Yeah, we're back up. I'll grab you a new link.
PP coolbug.
Yeah, I'll get you your new link. That's my fault, I guess. Copy link. Throw that there.
There we go.
Yeah. No, shit happens. Shit happens.
Technology.
Doesn't it just enrich your lives when all of a sudden it crashes? It might have been my cat jumping on my keyboard, honestly.
Oh, technology. Don't you always just enrich our lives?
Yeah. No, I think it might have been
Technology
my
never
little
any
black
problems
cat
with
here
technology.
being a turd. I
It
think he
always
might kick
wants
something on my screen on my little keyboard. Why are you? Should be live. Oh, all right. Jam's back in. Cool. Yeah. I'll show here. Let me show you what killed the stream. Cool
to.
bug.
Please.
This is not quite a bug, but it's close enough.
Hey, you got a cat.
I
I
had
got
another one
two.
somewhere.
Hey. My there's I got a fun story about how I ended up with a cat, or ended up with two cats. Um, my a relative of mine just had a work friend whose cat, like the cat they adopted from the shelter, was a female, and they said, "Oh yeah, the cat's totally spayed, right?" Nope, indoor outdoor cat comes back pregnant.
Of
So they had a
course.
bunch of kittens to get rid of,
Well,
and my name went
that's how the
forward
cat
and
distribution system starts out. The other option is that it just has its babies in the woods,
yeah, I mean,
and then they show up at
alternative.
random people's doors.
It's better that the kittens be specifically adopted because cats are absolutely destructive to the environment around them. They hunt birds, they hunt rodents. They can be destructive to
Oh, for sure. They are
the.
terrible for the environment.
Mhm.
Cats are one of the most powerful, like, invasive species because everywhere they go, they fucking dominate.
Yeah,
Except
same
for
with
big
hogs,
cats.
same with pigs, right?
Yeah,
Like the
that's why
two.
you don't need a hunting license to hunt pigs.
Yeah,
They're a
the
nuisance animal, so therefore you can just kill them.
the real reason why the dodo went extinct is because pigs kept eating their eggs because they nested on the ground.
It wasn't just the Dutch.
Well, the Dutch hunted them for food, but also they had their nests raided by pigs, who were what the Spanish would do is because pigs were able to eat basically anything, and they found a little spit island. They would write down the location of the island, and they would release a bunch of pigs onto the island so they could come back and slaughter them for meat in order to restock.
That's just efficiency, I think. Is that not how you grow an empire really fast? Is you just make it so food farms itself?
I mean, basically, the great thing about pigs is that they can survive on their own with basically no help, and the terrible thing about pigs is they can survive basically on their own with no help. So you just unleash a pestilence upon a world, and you'll always have fresh pig.
Yeah. That's really any domesticated animal, though. You could do that with cows. To less success than hogs, of course, because hogs do eat meat and everything.
Hogs will eat anything. Like,
Cows will just defoliate.
wasn't there a true crime thing where some guy was like, "Yeah, I'm going to dispose of this body by throwing it to the pigs."
Yeah, he'd poison people with Windex first, and then flush their blood out and throw them in a hog trough. And the hogs
Yeah,
would also eat their bones.
the bones.
Their bones. I think Wendigoon had him on his list of, like, on his serial killer iceberg.
I believe it. I don't know that much about true crime. I remember there was like a big deal about some fucking pig farmer that was like employed, or maybe it was that might have been a work of fiction. It might have been like a TV show thing that I'm remembering, and not a
No, there
real
was
actual.
like a few true crime things where people get fed to hogs because it's
Yeah,
just so easy to dispose of bodies that way. I'm sure they're not. Oh, he's Jam saying a true Canadian icon, so he definitely knows what we're talking about.
oh no. Oh no!
Oh no! You see, the Canadians, they force all their evil into but a few individuals. And that's how they can be so nice all the time.
They simmer down all of their evil and they
Yeah.
put it in
They throw it into
there
their
to just
hog farmers.
if they inject all the evil into one person. That's the origin story of I don't know who's like a Canadian person. That's the origin story of Justin Bieber or something. Or what the fuck was that guy's name? The fucking Canadian that everybody
Justin
hated like
Trudeau?
5 years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago.
A lot of them have been contracting ire. A lot of Canadian actors have been like started to get threatened. Oh, cool. Jam lived in the same province as the guy. Jam, was that not just you? You got a little saucy one night and you decided, it's been fun kicking a few back with the lads, but now my hogs are hungry.
My hogs are hungry. Time to feed the lads to the hogs.
Mm-hmm. Coolbug,
Mm.
what is the first piece of art that you had that really started to pop off?
First, I mean, when was it? It was probably one of the very early like schizo drawings that I did because like I was saying, the really weird way that I sort of entered the community is I did not experience vanilla Snoot game until after I'd already experienced the Puppet Pals mod. So it was probably one of the early drawings that I did of Schizo. You know what? It was probably that one Schizo drawing where she's got the fucking twins tied up.
I don't
Hang
know.
on,
I don't have that on off the. I can probably start robbing the Buru for images, couldn't I?
yeah, let me
And
let
start
me
displaying
actually.
them.
I think it's on like zip to the last page. It was either that or the one where she's like fighting with male schizo, boy schizo. Because those are the first couple of ones that I remember getting a lot of attention. Oh my god!
What?
God damn it! I absolutely love this one particular picture. This is like the day one of drawing shit for the thread, and I still absolutely love this image.
I'm looking. That is a lot of schizo.
Look, man. Some people have a thing for redheads, and I am people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like how curved her beak is. Just how crooked it looks.
I just always interpreted it like that way. Very raptory, very bitey. I thought she was raptor at first until somebody corrected me.
Yeah,
I
she's a
don't actually know that much
compsognathus.
about dinosaurs. I had to learn about dinosaurs in order to like participate.
Yeah, I just knew that by default. I knew about dinosaurs.
I think I watched Jurassic Park as a kid, and that is kind of it. As far as my knowledge of dinosaurs, I know there was Triceratopses who have all the horns, and I knew there was T Rexes who did not have horns, and that was kind of it. And now I'm like looking up dinosaur facts so that I could help people design their OCs. Cool dinosaur facts.
Let me copy this image address and see if I can't input this into.
I just want to
Oh,
say I want to appreciate the people in the community, especially the first few guys who were chatting with me when I was joining the threads for the first time. You know, giving suggestions, giving feedback, talking to me. Like, I really did not draw seriously for basically my entire life until people were like, "I like your art. You should draw more." And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean people like my art?" I'm still not used to the idea that people actually like my art.
it's just a very. I don't know. It's marketable is not the right word. Marketable would be very incorrect to say. I think, but it just scratches that weird little itch that I have in the back of my brain. I just desire goblins.
I do. I understand that feeling exactly. Like when you have something that's got full of, if it's got an energy to it, and it's appealing. That's what I enjoy working on. As far as my artistic weaknesses, right? I definitely need to learn things like form, anatomy, perspective, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the
I'm very much
basic
a
things.
cartoonist who's kind of faking it till I make it.
I have one of the Stella Roth images up, and then the front-facing beak that's on this sheet of paper. When did you
Mm.
start switching from a paper to using an actual drawing program? Was that pretty early?
2021, I think. I didn't have a tablet until shortly after the pandemic started.
I've been
I
wanting
don't
to get
know.
one that has a screen on it.
Nope.
It's
It
hard
is a
to it's hard for me to like look away from where I'm working.
Yep. I had to learn that. It was a learning curve, true, but uh now I'm kind of used to it. I'm still looking at my work. I'm just not looking at my hand. But no, my tablet is a relatively inexpensive one that does not have a screen on it.
Why? Oh, yeah. I'm looking through these for the ones you described for early on, but I just keep finding bang. Oh, here's this one's one of my favorites actually.
How do you respond to the rumor that you like kissing copies? I would kiss a copy.
Listen, all right. So I have very strict requirements for what does and does not get a kiss. All right, I think
Mhm.
that's fair. It has to walk upright and have humanoid intelligence. Are the very strict requirements I have.
Isn't that the meme? Isn't there like a meme about that? The harvest test or something like that?
Uh,
Or
yes, there is, and technically speaking, Starman Super does not pass that test
why?
because
Does
he
he
doesn't
not?
consent.
Okay, okay.
The most normal reason, of course. Uh,
God damn it. My art was so much messier back then. God damn it. I guess I really have improved. So I get to thank you guys again for giving me
no.
a lot of practice sucking ass so
Yeah, I
I can
mean, yeah,
improve.
that's the first step of being sort of good at something is sucking at something.
The first step to being good at something is sucking ass at it. And I've sucked so much ass, you could call me a colonoscopist.
I'm still in the process of sucking ass and licking boots. I won't suck dick though, not for bus fare.
God damn. This one, I'm actually looking back through it. This one I actually really like. The energy and line weight on this one is probably the first image I would say, looking back on them, that I'm really proud of.
Yeah, let me give me a second. I'll throw up the strangling image.
Damn.
Uh, all right. So the stream gets very messy on the screen. I try not to cover people up. I do not remember where Sierra's sprite will be when he comes in, though, so he might get covered up. You know how it is. I'm sure you get it.
Yeah. I
Wait,
mean,
I
I've
can
never
just
seen
move him to the top manually. There we go. He'll be.
that one is just so tasty.
Yeah, just the strangling, the energy. And I kind of like this.
The energy that flows like I was on something that when I did that because the flow of the energy from the eyebrows to the hair to like the snout and the snarling lip. God, that came out so good. I'm so happy with it.
I'm gonna give you a weird comment. You kind of sound like Meister.
I'm not familiar with Meister.
Uh, well, he sounds like you.
All right.
These are comparisons I've started to make just due to, well, however many weeks I've been doing this.
Hmm. Let me check. I haven't seen specific questions in the live chat. Let me check the
Yeah, I'm buying time. I'm buying
close it.
time.
I'm an idiot and I close the thread.
Yeah, if you have questions that come from the thread, that's fine as well. Um,
Uh, your microphone sucks, or it's probably me. See,
that's pretty common that people complain about mine. I don't know why. It seems to like it's registering correctly. I can always just move in a little bit closer, but
he's on light skin. Yeah.
I sound light skinned. Thanks. I always thought I was pretty fair.
Oh, you know what? I didn't want to. I have to. You know what? I'll bring this up in this format. I apologize to Devious for creating Male Nova. I did not mean to steal your character from you. I am. Somebody asked for the character, like a male version of Nova, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take that character design challenge. Like for me, the most fun thing of doing any kind of art thing is the act of designing a character. Like, I suck ass at fighting games. I suck so much ass at fighting games, but I love fighting games so much because the character designs are so good. Like, being able to convey through how the character dresses, how they carry themselves, what sort of fighting style they use, just the little micro expressions that they have. Like, in Guilty Gear, there's a very subtle thing where Soul is constantly adjusting his neck because he has neck pain, and it's sort of supposed to convey that he's like, "Oh God, I'm the old man, and I gotta do this shit again." Ugh. It's a really great little thing that helps characterize people. So character design is probably the main thing that I love the most. Who is Nova? You mean Femnoct? Yes, Femnoct. I don't know. I think I'd be happier that they decided to just tag it as Male Nova because Noct is just a four-letter name that starts with N that I just threw out there. I understand if people hate it.
I've grabbed probably my favorite piece of yours. I've thrown it onto both the stream and into the channel here. Oh, hold on. I need to press enter. Oh, there we go.
You know what? Stella has grown on me. She was not initially my favorite, but she has really grown on me.
It's just a cute dork, you know?
She's just a dweeb. She's a dweeb who likes tarot and anime.
Not a damn thing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
Just, somebody who's direct. This is what I like. If you don't like it, fucking bite me.
If you don't like it, then I'm gonna go eat a cabbage. There's like
shit.
8 pictures, I think, of her just eating a whole cabbage like it's an apple. I don't know why I latched onto that particular imagery. It's just really fucking funny to me. Of like a herbivore, it's like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat an entire cabbage.
I'll just eat an entire cabbage sometimes, man. Sometimes it be hitting and it's so crispy.
Sometimes it do be hitting.
Dog. You ever just like go grab a head of lettuce? It just hits sometimes.
I think my guilty pleasure junk food is probably still like Pringles. It's definitely something I need to stop because
Pringles
those
are
aren't.
so expensive.
I know, right? But like even worse than that, it's like fake potato powder. Like they have to completely
It's
decimate the
pureed.
potato.
I know. They're so fucking expensive. I don't eat Pringles anymore. So what I get is those like great value chips that are like still $1 for a party size bag. I save my fucking money. Because after all my extra income, it's a known thing, must go into Stella.
It goes into Stella.
Yeah, it goes into Stella.
Micro crocodile. Your facial expressions are superb. Do you look up references for them or make these faces? So when I'm drawing, a lot of the times I will try to copy the pose that I'm trying to put on paper. So, like facial expressions, I will actually make the facial expression in real life as a way to help me feel how it should look on the paper. I do sometimes use references, real life references. I should do it more often. I don't do it enough. So a lot of it comes down to how do I abstract the feeling of this energy into a facial expression? Because one of the big things you're doing whenever you're simplifying a character design is you are removing detail, and you have to emphasize the details that remain in order to make up for the detail that isn't there. Like you don't draw every single hair in a character's eyebrow. You draw the shape of the character's eyebrow as an expression, and maybe if it's really close up, you get a little bit of texture, but you aren't drawing the whole eyebrow. And it sort of expands on that.
Congratulations, by the way. Apparently, you're now the second fruitiest thing on screen.
Oh boy, my seltzer is black cherry flavored, so there's definitely some fruitiness in me right now.
I see some images where you like dinofy people in here.
I don't. Is that like the Nasser one you just put up? That is
Mm,
Nasser dressing as a character from King of Fighters.
no, I mean
I think.
like there's some. I'm on the Buru right now, obviously. And I'm just like seeing some things where you use people as reference for like body poses, I guess.
Oh, no, you absolutely should be using poses. I need to be
Frag out, just telling you to talk about your girls.
on our girls. Oh, are you talking about Frag? Do you want me to? Does that mean you want me to talk about Clara? So I guess the short version is he has started work on, I believe it's a fic, and I helped him design that particular character. It was a lot of fun to design that character, but I haven't really posted anything about Clara anywhere because honestly, it's Frag's project. I was basically just there as a character design guy to try to help him iron out how the character was supposed to look. Oh yes, that's a beautiful picture of Cynthia. Like you can that particular one. Oh, I'm sorry, it's so big. These are I'm just drawing these on paper and taking pictures of them with my shitty ass fucking phone.
I do like Cynthia's design. I think it's very sweet,
Mm-hmm.
very cool looking.
Yeah, a lot of these are like sketchy and not very nice because like uh, there's no way to make this not sound like a humble brag, but I swear it is me criticizing myself. I don't sketch. I just draw directly in ink. Like that Cynthia right there, I just drew that. That's just drawn directly in ink. I just see the image in my head and I put it on paper. The pen I use is, I think it's called a Pentel sign pen. It's really good for having a soft tip that you can either get very fine lines with, or if you hold it a different way, you can get really fat lines. Or if you apply pressure, it does really good at embodying in that detail, like all of that the line weight that really helps sell the detail that's not there. But the problem is that it's not waterproof. So I'm usually like, I'll exercise in the morning. I've been jogging about 3 miles every morning, unless it's like hailing out, right? So, or raining, right? And the problem with a pen is it's not waterproof, and I'll throw it onto the bar while I'm getting a glass of water and a sandwich. And if I accidentally drip water on it, it fucking ruins the image, which fucking sucks. But if I get a picture of it before it's ruined, then it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that facial expression on Cynthia is just so precious.
Just yeah. Well, yeah, I would say one of my favorites of the fan children. Cynthia, I think, is my favorite. But who's to say why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who's to say?
It's unknowable.
Yeah. You could never guess.
I could never guess.
You could never guess. You could never get it, Bug. You could never get it.
There's that one picture of Cynthia, not mine, right? But she's on stream and just like making a face, and Stella's in the background looking absolutely sad. And
I
that one just makes my fucking heart hurt. Because I'm looking at Sarah's face and I'm like, man, I was a shithead as a teenager. I need to text my mom and apologize to her for being a fucking edgy goth boy as a teenager.
yeah. I never went through phases like that as a young spud.
Yeah. I was a piece of shit as a 17-year-old. I'll be honest about that.
What did I do when I was 17? Well, I worked a job after school, and I was just kind of never home. I never
Mm.
got to be home.
My big thing is that I was always trying to find some kind of employment. Hey, let me see if I can remember correctly. I did gardening for a neighbor. I did babysitting for half the neighborhood. I think I worked at a pizza place for like I worked at a pizza place for long enough to train my replacement because basically I was there and I was pulling a salary or not a salary. It was hourly, right? Hourly wage, minimum wage, and then here train this person. By the way, they're my nephew. It's like, oh, okay, bringing the family in, not a problem. And then after the nephew was done training, he was just like, by the way, my nephew's taking over your job. Bye. And so that pizza place job lasted, I think it was not even a whole summer. And then it was college. I had about half a semester's worth of break in between high school and college, and I want to say that's when the pizza place was. Oh, well, the fucking not even a real job, but like the time period where I was welding shit for the welding shop that was associated with school. Yeah, God, that was so long ago.
Did they use your school projects as a revenue source at your school?
I don't know. I think it was that like people who were in the area would just bring it over and they weren't charged, but then again, they didn't have to pay us. Because it was basically like, here, if you can save it, then great. If you can't save it, then I'll buy a replacement. There was that sort of thing. That's the where I was able to get like a little bit of time. I think sometimes the instructor was the guy who got paid, and he would give us some cash off of that. I want to say that's how I made my first couple of bucks. Like that weren't like just babysitting, right? Or mowing the lawn for an elderly neighbor, or pulling weeds. You know, the standard teenage shit. The shit you do when you have zero qualifications.
Man, this country's really gone downhill. You can't even get a job with a handshake and a smile anymore.
Mm.
I yell at trying to sound like a boomer when I did that exact thing. So much for construction trades just being likable. I was not qualified at all when I went in.
Just to draw on a new layer, bro. Hey, man. There's when you have a new layer on paper, that just means turning the page. Yeah, I think I'm being made fun of because I draw everything on one layer. Like, hang on, let me crack it open. I think I've got it right here. Yeah, like most of what I've got, it's just one big. It's just a big CSP document, and I just draw on a layer. I just raw dog it. Everything is drawn on one layer as one continuous thing. Sometimes I don't even erase.
I get that. I fully get that. I never really.
And,
There's
like,
times where
here's
I
a bunch
draw
of
things in
boring.
whatever Photoshop program I have,
Mm.
and I
Like,
never erase. Just draw over.
yeah, this was me like concepting something. So this was a suggestion. I forget whose suggestion it was. I want to say it was Pig Anon, who suggested that Leon in the mini cast has a little bit of artistic inclination, and I was like, oh, that's an idea, right? Because like there's this concept in humans where called pareidolia, right, where you see
Hmm.
human faces and other things, and I was like really fascinated with the idea that non-humans would have a version of pareidolia that is associated with their own species. And so I sort of like, what would look weird if your definition of normal was different? And yeah, that's that sketch. A lot of this stuff is just one big image. I kind of want you to be able to show this, so I'm gonna find a section that doesn't have any boob requests on it. This one will work. But yeah, if you were ever curious what it looks like when I'm sketching shit for the thread, it just looks like this. It's all one layer. No, usually no erasing. Usually I'm just fucking sketching this garbage like this.
There's nothing wrong with that. I do like the Dorito head naser. Matches his
The
Cheeto fingers, right?
Dorito, he does have Cheeto fingers. The Dorito head Naser is fucking magical. Fucking gold.
Such a perfect creature. Such a cool
I
guy.
still I still really like this one. So if you zoom in the middle of the middle top of that one, the one where it's like draw Green and Melissa or uh, Green and Cynthia in these two shirts, and then somebody else is like draw me as the meteor destroying the world, and I just combined that into one request, and that was like a lot of fun.
Now
I am
draw
clinically
Cynthia having a good day at school.
Nick's left hand tattoo. Your handwriting is usually a fun game of deciphering text. I apologize for my handwriting. I have always had horrible handwriting. That has not changed.
And it likely will never change.
If I draw really, really slowly, or excuse me, if I write really, really slowly, it will suck less. So I've started trying to do that.
I so I write better in cursive, of course. Even though I barely use cursive.
You are cursed with cursive.
Cursive with cursive. I was
Cursed
probably
with
one
cursive.
of, I was probably of the last people to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But then a lot of people around me can't read it, so fuck. I guess I'm not writing in cursive. I'll just have my chicken scratch.
Um, right around. He threw that to spite me. I don't know which one you're talking about. Is that the Dorito Nasser?
Does he not like the Cheeto
Um,
fingers?
oh, I don't think he does. You know what? You're allowed to have your own preferences.
Yeah. You know? Oh
Um,
yeah, that reminds me. This is not the first time that your art has taken center stage on the stream
oh yeah,
because of Writer Anon.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
yeah. He asked me for a couple of talk sprites, and so I just sketched him some. Yeah,
Same thing you did for yourself.
yeah. It ain't no thing. It ain't nothing but a thing. Like as long as it's somewhat sketchy. Like oh god, somebody. So is it Mike Crocodile again? Are you involved in any big Snoot project? The answer is technically no. I am friends with the people who are working. Several of the people working on Mimi. I have given them suggestions, and I have said, "Look, man, if any of my suggestions match your vision of the game, just go ahead and steal them." Um, I have been approached about helping out with a little bit with devlog. Um, I'm okay with that. As far as the details of that, that hasn't crystallized yet. But in official sense, I don't think currently I am. I'm definitely willing to help people out. I just have the problem that I psych myself out if it has to be clean art because it's like, ooh, geez, it's not good enough. I have to go back and make sure all the lines are exactly perfect, even though that's not
Ooh-wee.
necessarily true.
Yeah, I mean, as for that, like the 3D modeling you brought up earlier, I do know somebody who's they went to college for that specifically.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't.
if you find Blake later,
My 3D modeling knowledge is entirely YouTube videos and experimenting.
if
Not the
you
Shiro.
Blake seems to know her stuff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the sad Shiro.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I just thought it was a cool looking piece of art. Throughout this entire thing, I shall be just throwing up what I like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's my prerogative. I run the show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doodle shit for people, and it's yours to fuck with. Like there is gosh, what's his name? Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. There is somebody who's been trying to color some of the illustrations I did of
Oh,
Judy
like
and
this
Skip.
that I have going up.
They've been called. I can't remember their name. Gosh darn it. Um, but yeah, you can absolutely color my shit if you want to. You can absolutely fuck around with it if you want to.
So you don't color any of
For
your art?
I suck ass at coloring. primarily because I have a bad habit of saying I don't. Because I work on one layer. If I have to color it, I have to make a new layer, and then I get really, really like OCD about trying to stay inside the lines, even though that doesn't really matter.
I see. Oh, it looks like Sierra came in.
I am here. Sorry for being late. Had to go to the store.
Hello, hello.
Hello. The
That
mysterious
sticky
cool bug has completely lost it.
I have lost it completely. I'm not entirely sure if I ever had it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you never had it, how could you lose it?
That's a catch-22. I remember the first time I saw that fucking tag on the Buru, I was so fucking happy. It's like, oh my god.
They like me. They really like me.
That's amazing
They
because
made
it's my favorite tag, hands down, on
they
the
made it so
Buru.
much. I think they made that tag for the one where it's like, can you draw a screw-in boy schizo? And they capitalized the letters U and S, so I drew the United States doing it.
Yep.
God damn it. Like, that was entirely just an instinct. It's like, time to just shit on this request. Like, not in a mean way, but in a way that's really fucking funny.
Yep. Fucking you monkey pod and came out with the amazingness of this.
Whenever I'm told the monkey paw a wish, I just give them what they want, but all of a sudden they have the paws of a monkey.
I will give them their request. They will get it. Just like a genie, right? Uses the exact wording of your wish in order to decide what you get.
Exactly, exactly. Ah, God, I love huge file sizes. Oh, it makes me so happy to have to shrink these down.
Yeah, sorry. A lot of these are actually a little bit blurry. I did a lot of this drawing with a binary pen because I like the way it looks. The problem is because I did snapshots of it with the snipping tool, it introduces some anti-aliasing. This is an old one. That was one of like the first times I tried to color digitally. I shit you not. That is like the ninth or 10th time in my life I attempted to color digitally the schizo you just put up.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean, it
fucking
looks good.
god. Oh my fucking god. Well, now that I apologize to Devious for fucking knocked, now I have to apologize to Roach for fucking. Look, man,
You don't have to apologize to Roach.
I'm so sorry, but that Baryonyx is a gay boy. All right? You just drew him gay. I'm sorry.
Fucking real. Diego is a spicy motherfucker.
Heat Seekers, exactly. This boy
You
is
gave him too much
absolutely
sauce, Roach. It's not my fault. It's yours.
is 200% sauced up, zesty motherfucker. This boy is a jar of salsa, and you are eating that salsa with fucking flaming hot Cheetos, and you're washing it down with like
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew,
Of some
like
sort.
Mountain Dew that has
Mountain Dew
Master
Mountain Dew
voltage.
Baja Blast.
They
Nah,
put the
in Baja
put the Master
Blast.
Dew in the soda,
Maximum
and that's the
Mexican.
soda you're drinking.
I'm gonna tell you this. I do like the
It's a
bottom
merc.
heavy schizos. I like those. Those are nice. I think they are of course though. Of course. I do have my preferred thing, but yeah. Bottom heavy schizo. Genius.
Yeah, I'm not gonna apologize for that. Sorry.
You know what? I think this is God's message. I think this is why you're here on this earth.
I'm not going to apologize for it, man.
It's
You
an attractive body type.
100% is.
Anyone who does not like a bottom heavy woman, I think might be gay.
God damn. God damn, those are some good hips. I'm admiring my own art now.
Yeah. Like I said,
God
it's
fucking
good. It's
damn.
fucking excellent. I didn't just come in here to jerk off your drawing chops. I swear, but it's just what's happening. It's what's gonna happen. Until we have like
It's
some
so-
serious dialogue come along about whatever else.
God damn. I mean, I could fucking bitch about fucking fan kid shit. Like, no, that's fucking stupid. I shouldn't do that. Like, I apologize because I understand that I guess fan kids are not popular among certain people, but like, I really like playing dolls with these characters. I'm sorry. It's really, really cute. It's like, I think this character and this character would be good
I
friends.
listen. I think that Green and Cynthia just go together like
I
strawberries and
disagree.
cream. You know.
I, you know what? You do you, but I disagree. I really, God, I forget who it was, but there was somebody who really did not care for me going with the lore that Mel is the daughter of Naomi and Anya Saurus. But I was going for something very specific, where she's into fantasy stories and she is the modern equivalent of a princess in a castle because her parents are both wealthy and famous. So it was the thing, right? There's a narrative thing thrust that I'm going for. Then her knight in shining armor is just a nerd who collects old firearms. It's just, come on. I don't hate Greenthea. Cynthia is just the fucking worst, and that's why I like her. She's just the fucking worst, and it's
Yeah.
great.
She's a goblinoid creature. It's fine.
I mean, I don't know
Um,
if I'm in the minority or if I'm in the hated group, but I go with the Green Janet.
I don't even know who Janet is.
Janet. So I don't have the best idea of who Janet is. The way I conceptualized her is that she's slightly older and employed as a forest guide. And so Green just wants to go into the woods and she's like an employee in charge of that particular stretch of woodland. So I figured it was more like a mentor student relationship than anything romantic. But hey,
Hmm.
when it comes to like shipping wars, I am Switzerland. I don't care who your ship is as long as like you're not a creepy weirdo or like an asshole.
Listen, I
You know
just
what?
think the smelly children go together. Okay.
We can coexist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen
I mean,
people like attack me for saying that. Dog is what the fuck?
Mm.
What? You can have your head headcanon and I can't? That's fucked up.
I'm okay with everyone having their own headcanon. Let me see. Um, okay, let me actually look at chat. I'm sorry, I've been ignoring you guys.
So do I.
Uh,
They
showcase
rarely
your
say anything important.
showcase
Hey,
your
oh hey
favorite
Shingo.
and what equipment are you using? If it wasn't asked before, so my sketchbook is really just a standard sketchbook. Gosh, what's it called? It's just a cheap one. I think it's called Quarto. Yeah, it's just a cheap sketchbook, and the pen I'm usually using to draw is a brush pen called a Pentel Sign pen. Um, I like using brush pens a lot. They are a lot of fun. I don't think, as long as you're getting an actual like artist quality brush pen, there are some really really terrible brush pens out there, but like as long as you're getting one that's artist quality, you should be good. A lot of it is just the line weight control. That's just a lot of fun for me. I love it. I love working with pressure control, and in putting that into line art, in putting that into line weight, it just feels good. Elvira Green mains can barely walk. You know what? You guys do you. I don't know shit about Elvira, but I'm sure she's nice.
Wasn't she a porno actor in the 80s?
Like the character,
The
no. The
person.
the character is very obviously based off of this TV show character who is also named Elvira. But again, don't really know that much about the Elvira character from the Snoot community.
Yeah, neither do I.
I think she's supposed to be Nick's weird goth kid.
I I mean I can empathize. I was a weird goth kid as a teenager too.
I didn't go through a goth phase. I was too busy getting lost just in random places.
Yeah, I don't I don't recommend being a weird goth. It's not a fun time.
So you like fat bitches, Mr. Bug?
Yeah. Sorry.
Don't apologize to me. I'm the last person you should apologize to.
I do. I think it's attractive. Sorry. Sorry for anybody who doesn't like fat bitches, but I do.
I mean, it's like really the question is how fat. There is a line.
There is a line, right? I understand that there's a difference between like somebody who is a
Damn,
little bit chubby.
Shotty's obese versus she's a little bit chubby.
I do like I do like girls who are a little bit thick.
Yeah.
And, but I also recognize that being too fat is super bad for you. So like I try to tread the line. I try to make good decisions, right? But like my cock has an IQ of 0 and sometimes it's in charge
Yeah.
of what I draw mostly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just avoiding every piece of fang art.
I
I'll
don't know.
probably get killed for this, but Fang does even crack my top 10 favorite characters in the verse.
Mm, people have been making new characters. It's super grad. It's super grad. It's super rad. Like one of the ones I just shared, Lavender. I don't know who's responsible for Lavender. She's fucking adorable. I love this character. It's just like pure wholesome wholeness. And her best friend is Cynthia, who's fucking the worst. It's so fucking funny.
It is.
Let me find it. You have a drawing where Leo's just fucking going insane over Stella.
Hold on.
I know I have it saved in my hard drive somewhere, but I feel like it's gonna be easier to find on Buru, where I don't have a third of all related images to it saved.
Burrow tag.
I think the first time
I found it.
People were interested in my artwork. Like the first time I realized, like, oh my god, other people like this shit, is when I got one of my posts voice acted by someone. Yeah, this one.
Fat bitches.
Yeah, fat bitches.
I need the fat bitches.
I need them fat bitches.
I'm a very simple man.
I'm a very simple man. I like them bitches fat. I like them
Like
girls
them.
thick.
Like a little bit of meat on them bones.
Exactly. Somebody posted it
I
in the thread.
believe Louis the Prima said it best. The bigger the figure, the more I can love.
Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite character to draw, like a top 5? Oh my gosh. You know what? Like, I love doing character designs, so a lot of it has to do with like what sort of shapes I feel like I'm in the mood to draw. As far as characters specifically to draw, that's the most fun is probably Trish, and then it's probably Schizo. I found myself. I've definitely had Boy Schizo grow on me as a character who's fun to draw, just because he's so fucking gross.
Strange little creature.
He's a dubious little creature.
I've added some new images to the top, of course. Including Fim Schizo wearing the choking hazard shirt. You want to explain that?
Hey, have you ever had a girlfriend who wears your shirts?
You would describe yourself as a choking hazard?
That is usually how they describe small things, yes. I know that's a self-burn, but I love that joke. Oh my god, that's the one where it's like, the hear me out, guys. Burglary, violence, domestic violence, possession of narcotics. Yeah. Yeah.
Dog, I don't need to hear you out. It's already right.
I think Moto likes you. That's me. I'm Moto. Oh yeah, Taffy's also been really fun to draw.
Everybody loves a little bit of taffy. Just a
That joke
good
is so
little
horrible.
smidgen of taffy. It's great. I love. I can appreciate the design. Did I already add the image of you? Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. All right. Well, let's just throw this up. Jingo says your joke was so terrible it may be used as a weapon of mass destruction.
You're correct. Sage is cursed, okay? Sage is cursed for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sage is cursed for everyone, I think.
Sage is cursed with knowledge. It's like in Bloodborne where you crack open the skull of a guy who went insane beholding the unimaginable and you absorb the madman's knowledge. You just crack it open and then they replace the particle effect with Sage. The little yippy version of Sage.
Oh, he's now Shingles wants to know your favorite teacher.
Favorite teacher? I gotta be honest, I had a history teacher who was very invested in ensuring their students go make the most of their lives. So I can't say anyone but Idacon. I'm sorry. I know that's like the default choice, but like that spoke to me a lot. Or is it Yadakin? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, I had again.
Idacon.
Nakadai. He's based off of a Power Rangers villain.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't actually know anything about Power Rangers.
It's the name of the villain backwards. I'm throwing up more art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that one. That's when I got to talk to Andreas for the first time. I am so jealous of Andreas' skill. I wish I could draw good like him. I mean, I know people say I can draw good, but I want to draw good like him. Andreas, you're the best.
Andreas is quite the fascinating creature, I think.
God! The fucking green mile posting in the thread. God damn it. Whoever's responsible for that, man.
By the way, I have not been reading the text on these.
Yeah, some of these are a little bit cursed, but then again, that's what I get for taking requests from 4chan. Welcome to the Cultural Exchange Podcast. Tonight's episode, disentangling the problematic human fetish from sincere attraction. Joining me today, two pervs who jork at human smell.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
That's my favorite.
Not the
This
one
is
I
like
was
my
referring
favorite
to.
I've ever done of the twins.
Yeah, with twins, that's another favorite fight when you do them both. Just the two little goobers up to no good, because of course, when two trolls have intercourse and breed their children, they are trolls supreme.
Green with the I got that dog in me shirt.
Unfortunately, the dog in me has been euthanized.
The dog in me has been euthanized. I'm sorry, this one's so big. This is another one I did on paper. Sadly, this pen has died on me, and it was trashed. No more.
Actually, hold on. I do have a recommendation. I need Cynthia wearing the shirt. The dog in me has been euthanized, and it's a picture of Josh on the shirt.
Picture of what?
Joshua.
Oh no!
The dog in me has been euthanized.
Oh my god. I don't know if it's been asked before, but what's the story behind your Sona, that bug or you specifically? I have always found insects to be really fucking cool. So it's sort of a fusion between a ladybug and a mantis, just because I think it's the orchid mantis has a very interesting shape of its head. They have what are called pseudopupils. So if you look at a praying mantis, it might look like it has pupils and is looking back at you. No, it doesn't. It's a standard insect compound eye. But when you're looking directly into it, it looks black. So your brain looks at it and thinks there's a pupil there. There's no pupil there. It's just a normal compound eye. It's just that it's green when viewed from an angle and black when viewed from straight on.
And with it being round,
Actually,
it always makes it look so it's staring back at you.
yeah, and that's really cool. Bugs are just really cool. I've always thought bugs were cool. So that's basically the origin of the thing. I just needed a name so I could upload a drawing to the Buru, and I just said, "Oh, it's a cool bug I found." There you go. That's a name. It's a collection of syllables that isn't taken.
Yeah. I mean,
I like that
hell,
you
my entire channel's named after a D&D character, right?
Mhm. So what you guys are sharing in the text chat, not all of this stuff has been posted on the screen, but like I like that you guys are moving forward, and I can actually see that I've actually improved. Again, I just want to thank you guys for giving me like a motivation that to keep me motivated and improving as an illustrator. Yeah, that's colored by somebody, but that's a really good picture of Nick. I think that's the best Nick drawing I've done.
It's my favorite pick of yours. It's so simple yet so elegant.
Yeah. Just imagine, like, if you have actual claws. So neither of my cats have their claws removed because one of the things that
They
it
take
really
the knuckle away when they declaw cat.
yep, it really stresses them out because they can feel that they don't have their claws anymore. So that means I have to manually go in and trim their nails so they don't claw up the furniture. And I thought about like, well, if you're a dinosaur that has claws, right, you need to keep them trimmed. So I came in and I just gave Nick uh, the basically the same shears I have for trimming my cat's claws. She accidentally takes off too much. It's like, man, I just fucked up my manicure.
I'm bleeding now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't quick yourself.
Hmm? Oh, no, that's just like if you overcut a cat's
Yep.
claws, they will just start bleeding.
Yep. You cut the quick, which is the living part of the nail.
Hurts.
Yes, it does. It hurts them a lot, and that's why it bleeds.
It'll hurt you a
The
lot.
part of the nail you cut, you want it to be only the dead part, where it's just keratin.
Who has the
Why does he
tumors
have
on the
tumors on
chest?
that lore? Once again, I plead the fifth. I am Switzerland. The war between male Nick fans and fem Nick fans. You two, fight it out amongst yourselves. I will not take sides. I think they're both interesting characters. Um, I will rage against no one.
I like them both. Nick's Nick.
This one that you have of Cynthia getting choke slammed by Amber is so fucking good.
Stop right toward my brother.
God, those faces are so good.
It's great.
Oh man, I'm just gonna have to accept when people keep telling me that I'm a kind of good illustrator. You know, I never saw any evidence of it until people showed it to me. Now I'm forced to admit it.
It's amazing.
It's just you're just fun. There's a
You know,
high energy in nearly every drawing you have out.
hmm like definitely there are people who
There's
are
a
much
high
better.
level of movement even like within your static, in the static lines, right? Like
hmm
I'm collecting some examples of a high level of movement for very simple actions.
For me, it's always been like gesture comes easy because I can see the image in my head, which is something like arguably it's a weakness. If you have a strong mental picture, a strong visual logic, it's easier to just sort of see it in your head and then replicate it on paper. But I think that is why I might be so bad at things that are much more mechanical, much more precise, where you lay down a perspective grid or whatever.
Anyway, this image is coming in real fast. I want to know why you use the Khajiit as the model and not Nargonian.
Hold on. Is my stream behind? No, I'm live.
It's a minute.
Yeah, it's working on it. It's thinking.
A big thunking.
Oh yeah, this one. That one. That was actually just a request that I draw uh, a character wearing armor from Skyrim. So I just found one that was a turnaround.
You could have made a turnaround yourself.
I don't own Skyrim.
What?
No.
Really?
I mean, I played the Xbox version, what was it, Xbox 360, when it first came out. But that was before I moved out of my parents' place. That's way back home.
You ever want to just experience Skyrim again?
Maybe. Honestly, I've had the problem where it's like I want to make some stuff, and so I kind of like put gaming on the back burner. I really haven't been much of a gamer for like 2 or 3 years because I've been trying to learn things. Because like for my own game projects, I need to learn how to code, I need to learn how to model, I need to learn how to make textures, I need to learn how to make the 2D components like the UI, and the biggest hurdle is learning how to actually code the game, right?
Oh, I know.
Like I did not pick a easy on ramp. Like I had an idea for a game. It's like I guess I'm gonna have to make it myself because nobody else is gonna make it. And I did not pick an easy first real project, right? Because the games I've already put out there are just basically the result of me coming up with a short narrative that I could use as an excuse to practice various aspects of game design.
Is game design what you want to do when you're growing up?
You know what? Yeah, I'd like to do games when I grow up. Me, a 30-year-old man, when I finally grow up.
You're never gonna grow up. You're forever just gonna be a Toys R Us kids.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Can't believe I'm the very last generation of Toys R Us kid.
Yeah. Yep.
Remember what the boomers took from you, right?
What did the boomers take from you?
Dog. Look outside and see what they did to the natural world.
They tore down a forest near me in the past couple of years. I hate it. Hate it. The band shirt one is great. I love that one. The idea that she just never takes off the puppets.
What, you
There's
expect her to
another
take them
one.
off?
Well, she just never takes them off. There's another one that I did. Don't remember when it was, but she was like going to go get a manicure, and she just has the puppets on during the manicure.
You never know when you gotta have a puppet show, right?
You have to be prepared at all times for a puppet show.
Dude, you've drawn drawings with Judy without puppets on, I know.
Yeah.
Never schizo. Never schizo. Got them things on her.
I think I've done a couple of schizos with no puppets on.
I've not found them. Oh wait,
No,
hold on. As I say that, I've found one.
I think it's also the issue that is I need to actually go back and draw schizo more. I've been drawing in so many other things, so many other characters.
I found
God,
one.
how did you... This one. I don't know if you could put that on screen, but I really like that one.
I don't think I can. Oh, yes. Let's make a sandwich, you and me. We'll be the bread, and we'll put our meat in the middle.
You and me will be the bread, and we'll put our meat in the middle.
That's another thing I love seeing you draw. Hyper gay Reed.
Look,
One saucy motherfucker.
There's a couple of guys who really like Reed and who really like Nasser, and they give me requests. So, hey,
Yeah.
might as well.
Well, man, random smunks on the trash board. Chop chop, we need more saucy Reed.
We need more saucy Reed. Where's my Reed sauce?
Start writing it, Doug? I
Like
can't
the-
see it. I'm
the
sorry,
real
I don't
talent.
understand the vision. Maybe I'll have a Dan DeVito moment one day and just be like, I get it. Probably not. I just never think of Reed as gay. I know he's gay in GVH. I just, he's without that vibe, you know?
I mean, I could buy it for Reed. It's not like nuclear. You can see it from space the way it is with Diego. It's like this man fucks men.
He looks like he fucks human men.
He looks like he fucks human men.
Ryder and I don't know if you're a guy that going on in the writing department.
So the short answer is yes, and the long answer is I have 3 or 4 projects that I need to get around to. I volunteered to participate in a comic compilation, and I have to write and draw it. It's got to be 8 pages, and I haven't started it yet. It's due in June. I have the narrative for my own game project. I have myself and a co-writer who are working on a separate comic project that's supposed to be ongoing. And then I have little notes that I've made for myself where I know we joke about the Theo route for devlog, but legitimately I found myself sitting down and writing out a concept for the Diego route for Amy. I legitimately have an idea for that I think I could execute as a short story, right? It's just a matter of finding the time to do it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Finding time to write is one of those things I have trouble with. I've found some time for it, obviously, this weekend, though, at least. I found a little bit of time hiding somewhere. It was in the couch cushions.
That's my big crisis. My big crisis is just how much my job has dominated my life lately. Like in the past couple of weeks, it's gone from I'm staying late every single day because there's some bullshit happening every single day to not only am I staying late every day, I'm actually showing up early because they got me in a training class for something that's eventually going to become important.
And let me
So it
guess,
just goes.
you're not getting paid overtime?
Of course not. I'm salaried.
You see, that's stupid. They're
See,
your salary is based off of an 8-hour day, right?
mm-hmm.
If they gotta at least like give out like a summertime bonus or something to maybe try and compensate you for those extra hours you put in.
Not really.
My contract that I have, well, I'm an hourly employee, of course, but I have the super hourly, which means that I can decide, fuck you, I'm not coming in. But on the other side of that, I don't get paid if I don't come in. But at any moment, I can just decide, I don't feel like it, dog. Fuck off. Now, I can't do that too much without getting fired, but that's like, if every now and then, like, I'm going to take a day to go fishing, they can't stop me.
Yeah. I need to be better about, like, taking vacations, because, like, last year I basically didn't take any vacations, because there was some big hoity-toity customer that I was assigned primary responsibility for, and so they kept having problems, so I kept having to, like, burn all that shit, burn all my time trying to get these guys happy. And then it gets to, like, oh, wow, I haven't taken any vacation time this entire year, and Thanksgiving is next month. Maybe I should put in some vacation time for the end of the year. And that was basically it.
I haven't taken a vacation in multiple years.
Yeah, sometimes you just need it.
Oh, well, I'll just wait until I go postal.
No, don't do that.
No, it doesn't mean I don't
Honestly,
do weekend trips or whatever,
you,
Every now
you
and then I'll just
definitely,
drive
you
somewhere in the
definitely
state.
reload your brain, right? It's absolutely essential.
It's usually I just go out to my brother's home across the state and give in to the alcoholism. It's a lot of drinking out there
No,
and fishing. I've never caught anything fishing. It's just I say I'm going fishing and then I drink. and the line is in the water.
Hey, man, if it's what helps you relax, unwind, all that shit, that's fundamentally what it's about. Taking big time for yourself is all about.
I mean, this is what we're doing here is my unwinding that I do for the weekly basis, right?
Yeah.
I talk to people. It's nice. It's good. I'm from the Midwest. I have to be good at gab.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to do out here.
Yeah, I guess that's the big thing that I've got going on in my life in the past like month and change is like I spend too much time indoors. I'm gonna go outside and talk to people, and miraculously I've discovered I'm actually halfway decent at socializing.
I mean, you get better as you get better. You know, you got to
Yeah.
work at it.
Usually I just fucking have a little sketchbook in my pocket that I crack it open and I'm just drawing some fucking shitty ass gay dinosaurs. And people are like, "Oh, are you an artist?" It's like, kinda. I guess I kinda am.
Can you show me? And then the answer's no.
The answer is usually yes. I make sure that that sketchbook stays presentable on every single page.
But how? Oh, look at that. I'm saving that into the Cynthia folder specifically. Uh, yeah, little fun fact about myself. My computer contains a quarter of the Buru's Stegosaurus images.
Bitchin'.
Yeah. If all right, so if the Buru ever like went down for any amount of time, I could probably restore a good fraction of it by myself.
I, I have the opposite problem. So like I'll tell you what it's like when I'm posting an image to the board, right? I'll have a request. I'll screenshot it. I'll just paste it into my software in a blank spot on the canvas, and then I will just draw underneath it or around it, and then I'll screenshot that, save it because the way my system works is I have to save it as an image. I'll give it a funny title, upload it, and it's usually saved to my downloads folder, and then I'll just delete it afterwards because I just periodically go through and empty the contents of my downloads folder just so it doesn't fill up. So if the Booger ever went down, like my art is saved on other people's computers.
Huh.
There's a bunch of images from early on that I don't think I could ever recover the high quality versions of because that CSP file got corrupted somehow.
Oops.
Oops.
Oopsie doodles. I keep looking at your sprite. I don't read the mouth area as pincers. It looks like how some like cartoon would draw like a stubbly beard area. Like let me make you big. Let me make your head big.
Just the head.
Well, I mean, which head? Uh, but like when you're not talking, I read it. I can't exactly show you mousing over it, but you see that first little arch line just looks like a frown, and you look tired as hell with your chin showing off until you open the pincers.
I mean, if you look at anatomical, like really close up pictures of how bugs' faces work, that's kind of what it is. Like it's really difficult to incorporate like bug features in the right place on, in a way that reads as a human face, right? So like obviously it's incorrect because I've got eyelids on the model, which isn't correct. I tried to make the antennae come out about where the nose is because that's what they are. They're smelling organs. And then the mouth is just sort of a simplified version of an ant mouth because that's probably the most traditional bug-like mouth that people are out there. Yeah.
It looks like a trustworthy guy. It looks like a cafe owner in space.
I mean, I'd like to think of myself as a trustworthy guy, but then again, like, I guess one of my one of my regrets from the past participation in this community is that somebody asked me for a couple of sprites for a joke mod, and like I completely psyched myself out over it, and I never delivered those sprites until like months later. And even then, they were not colored. I gave him the high quality line work, and it was like, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to just completely flake on you, but he asked me to help out, and then he asked Miskits to help out, and it's just like, wow, okay, you have Miskits helping you out, somebody who's an actually good artist. Why the fuck am I here? It's like you have Michelangelo and some retard. Why the fuck am I here? I don't know. That's just me
Uh,
myself out.
Michelangelo versus some child in the street.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's great. It's great.
it's
I like
it's
Misket's
my
art
own
style.
fault. I do too. I really, really like Miskits. It's really full of energy. I really like the cartoony expressions that he's able to build on his characters, and he also like very clearly has a better understanding of anatomy and form construction, much better than I do. That guy could probably do professional grade manga.
Oh yeah.
Same with
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been meaning to start practicing drawing again, actually. And what I work out of for practicing is I follow the instructions of like a draw Dragon Ball style book from the 80s.
uh, from the chat. Have you
So what I
started
try
your
to do is I try to match the early Toriyama style.
Yeah, I think it always starts with imitating a style that you like. Like that's how
I prefer the
you
old style to the new style.
it's how you learn to enjoy the process, which is the biggest thing that allows you to improve. Is you have to enjoy the process. Somebody asked in the thread, sorry, in the chat, if you started your drawing career with Snoot, or did you draw extensively before that? Basically, until I was drawing for the thread, uh, all of my drawings were just sketches in the corners of my work notebooks or school notebooks. I've always been a doodler, but I never did anything serious before Snoot. It is basically you guys that got me actually thinking about like trying to improve as an artist because I wanted to make good shit. Like I didn't take it seriously until I started trying to actually make games, and I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna have to actually learn. I'm gonna have to actually get a tablet if I want to draw, and I still just didn't draw enough until it was like joke images of dinosaur people.
Yeah. I, I mean, honestly, it's not a bad thing to learn on. Is just little jokes. Like
Yeah.
I have, oh, I might have wiped him from my hard drive by accident, but I have a folder of just geese pictures that I did, doodling in between, like reading out loud for people for when I was streaming at the beginning. I didn't save all of them, but I saved a few. Oh, hold on, I actually do have one of the full sheets, and it's not good. It's not good art. It's something.
Of course it is.
A huge fag. You don't have to tell me that.
And people make sure to tell them, wait a minute. I think I saw a question from you that I just missed. Hold on, let me scroll back up.
Here, I'll throw one of mine in. There we go.
Oh. Coolbug subscribes to Kanye Rare. Yeah, I mean, I am building a narrative with it. That is, it's completely fair if you don't like it. I'm not about to yuck anybody's yum.
Reasonable, reasonable.
I haven't read any of Vinland Saga, but I do subscribe to the I Have No Enemies.
I have tons of enemies, but I won't gratify them.
All I have are ops. All I have are ops.
I don't know, man. Listen, like the only like attention from the boards I get has been negative so far. I don't understand it. I'm just like, hey, I'm doing this thing with some writers I know, and immediately they go into the negative. Like, who the fuck are these people?
Who the fuck are these people? I mean,
Who are you?
I'm just me. I'm only ever gonna be me. Sure, there's ways I could improve my me, but I'm just me.
Yeah, like well, I'm just like getting at the who are you that your opinion matters to me when you're talking about literally who are these people? Literally, who are you?
I ain't nobody. I'm just some asshole with an opinion, just like anybody else. Like,
Exactly.
unless it's like medicine and you went to medical school, right? We're all just assholes with opinions.
Yeah.
You ever just draw something and really good and accidentally feel like your art skills peaked there and it's all downhill from there? Like, I've had that feeling before. It's when I'm like, I draw something that I really like, and then I try to do more practice, try to do more studies, and it feels like my art style changes. And then it's like, well, shit, I fucked it up, man. What type of music do you listen to, Bug? This is going to be incredibly embarrassing to admit, but I mostly listen to video game OSTs.
Why
I
would that be
started,
embarrassing? That's just like a regular thing that's made to make you focused.
yeah, because like if the music has lyrics in it, my brain makes me want to sing along. Um,
So does mine.
as weird as it sounds, I know I have a friend who's super into Ultra Kill, so I started listening to Keygen Church and Carpenter Brute because he's recommended them to me. Again, the when I'm listening to music, it's usually because I'm exercising, and so like if it has lyrics, I will focus on the lyrics. If I want to focus on something else, I have to listen to music that doesn't have lyrics in it.
You ever just listen like the soundtrack for any of the Metal Gear games?
I've never
For
played a
working
Metal
out?
Gear game.
The music is good.
I will check it out. I've
Like
probably
all
had
right,
a
so Rising Revengeance, it has some loud like it's got vocals to it, but it's all very good. I think it really I mean it's for an action stealth game, so it's
yeah,
made so that you sneak around until you're ready to fight God.
yeah. I mean, I have heard some of the at least one of the tracks off of there. I think it's the one when you're fighting Jetstream Sam.
What Rules of Nature?
There will be
No,
blood.
that's
No.
the Melge Ray fight.
Oh yeah. Uh,
Gotcha.
no, I think it's
Yeah.
Rules of Nature is Metal Gear Ray.
You
I assume bug like spicy food because insects are one of the few creatures that tolerate capsaicin.
Isn't that weird to think about? Capsaicin, caffeine were both developed to discourage insects from eating the plant matter, and like humans recreationally enjoy both. I do like spicy food. Like I definitely have that in me where I I need flavor in my food, man. I cannot eat like there's people out there who like eating mashed potatoes with zero salt and peas that are just boiled peas. And it's like, how do you live? How do you live without flavor? If I accidentally put a peppercorn in the same room as you, would you explode?
Yeah, I mean, who's to say? Who's to say? I like my foods extra spicy. Do you know those like really shitty redneck hot sauce brands? I make a habit every time I see one that is being sampled. I always try it, and it's available in more places than you expect to be able to sample those.
I think the I used
Like
used
there's just fucking runny diarrhea as a flavor name. It's like, what the hell are you on? Shit your entire ass hot sauce.
you know what? I would be morbidly curious about get your whole ass hot sauce.
I've seen it. It exists. It exists. It's real. Smack your mama.
Smack your mama.
These are names I've seen on bottles.
See, I'm looking back through the Buru too, and now we're catching up to the recent stuff. Like this is earlier this month, I think. Yeah.
Maybe you should just design your own hot sauce label with one with whatever, you know? Yeah, no, slap your mama. I'm glad I was remembering that right. It's real. Let
Slap
me
your mama.
you don't need to see my my tabs.
What's their tabs, Oats?
I just have a lot.
Oh yeah, because it slows down like 80% of your computer. Yeah.
I have a beefy fucking machine here, okay?
Ah, yeah, sure you do. I'm fucking with it.
Slap your mama.
You know my specs, Reed. You know that it's
Yeah, I
alright.
know it's almost the exact same as mine.
You know it's pretty aight. Don't worry, little gamer. We got enough fake frames to keep your CPU relevant for another 6 months.
Oh man, I can't believe Intel's gonna fucking
Only
beef out the
6
market.
months is great. Oh, hang on. Let me actually pay attention to chat.
NVIDIA released a 5090. Gamer needs frames.
I didn't realize we're in the chill. I realized you aren't doing the chill. You're in the chill zone doing this.
Yeah, we're here.
Hmm.
I just didn't make us move.
What other
No, luckily,
hobbies do you have besides drawing? Like, I guess I admitted this earlier, but like, I really enjoy baking. I really enjoy baking. I picked up doing sourdough around the same time everybody else did during the start of the pandemic. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to make bread. I love it. Been trying to lose weight because I'm a little bit out of shape. Again, I work at a technical job where I'm sitting in front of a computer all day, and most of my hobbies involve sitting at a computer all day. But for me, it's really is just like, I like illustration. I enjoy writing fiction. I've been trying to get better at it. It's and it's really, really meditative to just go on a long jog. It's meditative to like put on some music and then beat the shit out of some damp flower.
I love that. I love that we were there for the birth of that meme with Sarge. Don't worry, little Snoop fan. Uru's got enough fan art to last you for your entire life.
Don't worry, little gamer. We got enough fake frames to make any Super Nintendo game looks like looks like it's got 120 frames. Will it look like ass? You bet it will.
don't worry, a little Xbox friend.
24 frames, okay?
Don't worry, a little Epic friend. We got enough Fortnite updates that will never make actual Unreal Tournament for the rest of your life.
Don't worry, little Gooner fan. We got enough Bioshock in it to let you masturbate the rest of your life. Ugh. I
There's a
marked the
local
stream
brand
as for
where I live
adults.
called Gray Alien Uranium Ass Blaster.
Oh, can we just like grab a list of hot sauce names and have you rate them?
The names, right? Because
Yeah.
I don't have, so like I can taste them through the computer.
Yeah, just the names. Let me look up hot sauce.
Okay, so first and foremost, Mike's Red Hot. How do you rank that as team hot sauces?
Mike's Red Hot is a classic.
Okay.
All right, so I have a Wikipedia list of commercial hot sauces.
Oh my god.
Blair's Death Sauce.
You know what? If it's specifically for killing people named Blair, it's only gonna be a 5 out of 10 for me.
Oh, these are just the normie sauces. God damn it. Endorphin Rush Beyond Hot Sauce.
Endorphin Rush is probably like a Rush tribute band.
It has molasses in it, by the way.
It feels like one of those post-Christian bands.
This one's just called MAGA.
What?
Like Magma?
What?
Yeah, Salsa MAGA.
Salsa Magma. I mean, Magma is hot, so it does convey...
MAGA, M-A-G-A.
Oh, okay. No, this whole time I thought you were saying Magma. Magma would have been better.
Yeah, no. So 1 second. Is it like it? Does it have like periods in between the letters, or is it just
It's
forward?
just the word MAGA. It contains water, chili peppers, vinegar, salt, spices, It has 0.1% sodium benzoate, and the product label started in 2009.
Oh, that's my favorite sauce.
It comes from Mexico, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's not related. That's just a bunch of Toad Sweat, Kick and Key Lime Desert Hot Sauce.
Kick and Key Lime, that's great. Ooh, I like that name.
Toad Sweat has a few. Let me rattle them off. There's Zip and Limit Desert Hot Sauce, Tinklin' Orange Desert Hot Sauces, Zing and Cranberry, Punch and Pineapple, and that's the full list of Toad Sweat. The last Red 40 or Red 20 flavoring. I love Red 40. I love Red 40. What do you think of the Toad Sweat names? You think they're fun? They're from Lancaster, by the way.
I'm saying O Sweat?
Toad
T-O-E?
Sweat. Toad. Toad Sweat, like the frog.
I do like frogs. I'll give that a pass.
All right, so next up is the Trapeze label. Red Devil Cayenne. Bull Brand, Louisiana hot sauce. Indie Pep pepper sauce. Mexi Pep, Louisiana hot sauce. Chef Magic Jalapeno. And pepper sauce. Are any of those good?
I mean, like, none of these are like...
Yeah, hold on.
Nuclear anus apocalypse. Like, that's what I'm looking
Humorous
for.
and funny hot sauces. All right. I'm on hotsauce.com.
So a big one to find those types of hot sauces too is sometimes at like novelty shops for tourist traps. I've noticed that.
All right. I actually have a product page of novelty hot sauces. I'm sorry. I was being retarded. I went to Wikipedia. Coolbug, why do you hate Naomi Chad so much? Well, that's because Naomi should be hit with a hammer.
Naomi is a fun character. She's essentially written as the primary antagonist of Snoot, but she's completely believable as an antagonist. So, like, 0% Naomi hate.
All right,
She's
so
antagonist.
I did find an actual list. Analyze this XXX garlic hot sauce.
That's not terrible.
This is a little Nuki. I don't think that's a very good name.
No, I don't know.
Area 51's this hot sauce that doesn't exist. Okay, where's the pun there? There's Ass Blasters.
Ass Blasters is exactly what I was looking for. I need my hot sauce to be named like, your butthole will not survive this sauce.
Ass Gas hot sauce. Then Ass in Hell, then Ass in the ER. Ass in the Tub. Ass Kicking Dumbass hot sauce.
Jesus Christ. I'm not going to
Ass
say
Reaper hot sauce.
I'm not going to...
Ass Explosion hot sauce.
Ass explosion.
Aw shit seasoning.
Aw shit. I mean...
Blowout habanero serious hot.
Yeah, so... Mia is definitely a character that was executed much more poorly. Like, as an antagonist, right? Naomi works as an antagonist because she has believable motives and understandable desires. Like, it's just like, oh, this fucking person is going to be related to me if I end up marrying Nasser, right? Like, oh, I better, like, fix her shit or at least get her out of my hair. It's just something, right? Whereas Mia's just, like, completely unintelligible as an antagonist. He's just like a cartoon caricature of a bully.
I'm just
he
a
absolutely
bitch,
needed more fleshing out. Like, let me put on my fucking shitty ass writer hat, right? Because I do not have a lot of experience as a writer, but I'll say this much: what Mia desperately needed is she needed a scene that explained her antagonism towards Olivia, and for it to be in Olivia's fault. Okay, that fleshes both of the characters out a little bit more. Because if you have somebody who becomes a bully as a result of a shattered friendship, and it is not the fault of the person who becomes a bully, like, that's what she needed. She definitely needed more fleshing out.
I mean,
yeah,
I made the assumption that she's bullying Olivia, especially because of Ben.
Problem is that since we have such a large amount of lack of information for the character's motivations, that it's just she's a bitch. That is the major problem with the Mia's character. That's why a lot of people that are definitely, as we put the term Mia posters, depending on who you ask, you got like there's a certain person on the servers that were around. He's got proactivity, you just want her to kill him, and then there's like somebody like Shuhan, which is trying to flesh out a character in like his own writings and shit for like fanfics.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
We all love Shuhan around here.
We all have to honk shoe.
We love the
He's
Chubin
my sleevey little guy.
She is evil and Ben belongs to me. I mean, I understand that, right?
I'm a.
Ben has a lot of the writing that Mia needed, where he wants to be helpful. He is doing what he can, what he perceives of as the right thing, for somebody that he still perceives of as, in a way, his friend. Like, that's something that, with a little bit more writing, you could picture. It's like, okay, here's how their friendship broke down, and here's how it will slowly begin to be repaired. It is much more completely written. Like, I think I've made the joke before, where it's like, you know what's great about fucking Enter the Gungeon is it's like somebody took the game Nuclear Throne and finished making it. Like, Ben as an antagonist, just like Mia, but they finished writing him.
Mia, you need my pills.
Ben's yummy pills.
Founders!
Fard pounders? Yeah. I trust this man as my colonoscopist.
I don't think this man exists.
I think he does. He has to. He has to. Elixir of Capsaicin Extremis.
You know, it's like fucking Dr. Pepper. We have to meet him.
That guy definitely was a Confederate general.
Yeah.
How could you tell? Extremely large white beard.
And give it to you harder than, what is it, Appomattox? What's that town that got basically wiped out during the Civil War?
There was a couple.
There's a couple? There's more than one?
Well, not necessarily town. I can't remember. Towns are more than 100 people.
Will it bend? Is asking who the best Snoop Elf is and why is it Tarja?
Honestly, Tarja is very, very. Tarja is a character that's carried hard by her design. There's not a lot of like writing for her, but she is adorable.
There's the end of Puppet Pals.
Mm-hmm. She needs more writing.
Reed, this is your chance to make your mark in this new community.
I can't fucking write for shit, and you know it. I haven't finished I have not barely started Felwyn, and that's gonna still take like a year probably.
Yeah, do what it be.
Felwind is his fantasy setting.
Yeah, his
for
fantasy
running
setting.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, and that's gonna take fucking forever because I'm more of a state builder than a character builder. Still having to fucking flesh out some characters and shit.
I know exactly what you're fucking going through because, like, as a game designer, I'm a really good 3D modeler.
So,
and I'm not that good 3D modeler.
I'll give you your expectations. So, I play a lot of funny map games made by a Swedish company.
I think I know the Swiss company.
It is ruined to be that I cannot write characters, but I can stare at a map all day that slightly changes colors.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. It's frightening, frankly, Reed.
What are you talking about? I'm fine.
I could not. I can't even handle Civ 6.
Invade the Rhineland. Yes.
I listen, I could not.
Games, but you know what? Enjoy.
I wouldn't recommend it to you. You save your wallet better that way, anyways.
Oh yeah, don't they have like fucking? Oh no, I'm thinking of like the
fucking
trade
many of them
that has like so much DLC that's like $1,000 to get it all.
Europa Universalis is pretty bad with it. If you want to get like if you're wanting to get at least a decent amount of the mechanics for a lot of the nations, if you're not using it just for mega campaigns, yeah. It's a lot. Stellaris is generally expensive as shit when it comes to DLCs. Hearts of Iron, they drop their cost after like 6 months from release, so that's better. But I know it's still bad. Still pretty bad. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody.
Thou
You
you're
make
trying
the
to put
choice
words in
on
your
that.
mouth.
Man, I said sorry for that one. I said sorry.
Yeah. As I slowly
It's
fade
just
away.
wonderful, though. He'll hold you close.
I've not paid attention to Noct.
I can't keep track of all these MILFs around me. It's hard to keep track of all of them.
They keep making more.
Keep making more, and I'm not even talking about just the snoot ones. I'm talking about all of them in general. It's hard to keep track of it.
Reed, you could make your own MILF.
I'm not in the market for dating.
Who is?
I'm too fat.
You're funny
Somebody's
enough to
into-
overwrite that, I think.
We have fun here in the Oat server.
There we go. That's knocked.
Yeah. He looks
You
like.
pay $50 a month. Is that fucking real? To pay $15 a month to get all their DLCs via subscription service?
I would not fucking recommend that. That is okay. So unless you're playing maybe a month of the game, I would not recommend having that unless you buy it and then immediately unsubscribe from auto payment. I would not recommend it.
That's like those fucking people who are have a layaway plan for their fucking DoorDash order. Are you for fucking real? Who's this fucking stupid?
Because here's the thing. Unlike, okay, you want to compare it to something like Game Pass? Game Pass actually has something where it's more positive to the consumer because you have such a fucking large library compared to what you're paying that there's no way you're going to play all of it. There just is no fucking way. But you have a large library available, and then it's fucking huge. They still don't. I don't think Microsoft still has a plan for how they're paying I don't think paying any of the publishers or anything like that put the games up there, anyways, which is hilarious.
They're just trying to get everyone on it so they can raise the price.
Maybe the problem is, I think the people are heading it are still very much set in stone for the pricing.
$15 a month for Game Pass.
It was Jasper. That's who's coloring my shit.
Jasper, really?
Yeah.
He's in here.
Yeah, he just pinged me with something that he shared.
1 second. You know what?
Is it the same Jasper that I know?
This is the one where
There we go.
That he
I'll
just
post this link in chat for your
Is
open to sell this. If you scroll, you're down to DLC.
Is this one?
It's around $375 currently, just if you want to get everything. I believe that's what's still on. I don't think this is on its sale either.
Yes, that's the same one.
Huh.
Yep.
Cool.
That's not included.
Japper just kind of hangs out. He's just everywhere, I guess.
I'm not surprised he'd be in here. Oates has the tendency of kidnapping people.
It's not my fault. They're just easy to kidnap. Maybe don't be bag-shaped,
Maybe no.
You did bag the funny Russian.
Submissive and
I
kidnappable.
don't remember.
The only thing that we can't kidnap is the fucking Czech, but he's almost impossible to kidnap for anything.
He just doesn't like me.
Yeah.
It's reasonable. People are... I'm not everybody's cup pissed. That's fine.
Now, yeah, I don't know if this got covered or all that. So you know about the category coolbug has finally lost that. Was that already covered for a category for the joke?
We talked about it. It's great. I am so glad that exists. It brings me joy to know that people look at that and they say, "Wow, you're unhinged in a way that's entertaining."
They think you had it at some point.
They think I had it, but I didn't. I was born without it.
You
I was
lied.
trained wrong on purpose as a joke.
I mean, you're named literally Coolbug. Who the fuck is gonna be naming themselves Coolbug? That isn't
No,
a
he
little
named
bit
himself
crazy.
Coolbug I found.
Coolbug I found.
It's a very subtle difference, but it's not. I'm not the cool bug. It is the cool bug that I found.
Man, you're like you're one of those guys that goes on Nature's Metal and just be like, man, this is cool.
I do actually like nature. There's a forest not too far from me, and usually my exercise route, my jogging route, takes me past it, and sometimes I'll just stop there and stare out at it. Great.
You have to be aware of the Mugshotty's Twitter account, right?
No.
Mugshotty? Really? I know it's weird to bring up now, but I just remember, I look at this little schizo piece down here, and I just remember that that's on the Mugshotty's Twitter account, the reference you used. Yeah, Mugshotties.
No question, just wanted to say I love you, buddy. Thanks, Greg. This man cannot stop winning.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go on it. I'm gonna start finding random image.
All right, so I have pulled up the it gives mugshots.
What's your opinion on this bug?
Oh, I like that one. That's
Women
beautiful.
in their crime.
I think crime is bad, and women can be pretty bad in a good way, the good kind of bad.
Now compare that to Blonde Lady versus this.
Ryder, would you like to play some Team Fortress with us with me later? I see you in here.
Yes, Greg. When are we playing Commander? One of these fucking days. I have to send the fucking software you sent me. I'm sorry, I haven't touched it. You didn't even.
Okay, now name me a bug that you don't think is cool.
Worms are boring. Like, nature in general is very, very cool to me.
So you just consider arthropods to just kind of be a little bit more boring in general?
I just consider. Well, you're talking about annelids. Worms are annelids.
Annelids, arthropods.
Oh, I'm sorry, I blew you off that one time, Scrag. I forgot.
Man,
I've
I've been
I had a full
destroyed.
schedule. Yeah, I blew off Scrag for Reach. Oops.
Ready.
I forgot.
So anyway, I'm actually gonna start questioning. So are you just heavily into insects in general?
I do think they're really cool. I think my favorite insect is still the honeybee.
Really? Okay.
They're the most useful insect to humans.
Honeybees are great.
Is your least favorite the wasp?
Wasps are weird and I don't like them. But probably my least favorite is mosquitoes.
You know, we're starting to try to purposefully extinct mosquitoes.
Oh, you mean nature's protein bags?
Nature's malaria spreaders, yeah.
That too. Mosquitoes serve weird purpose where they're kind of there for.
Oh, they're extremely
Just kind of
important to the environment as a food source for mostly spiders.
Yeah. But at this
There's
point,
other
I think
things
we've
that spiders
created.
eat.
I think we've gotten to the point due to the fact of certain animals that get kept around, and especially for how much more animals that are just freely just releasing themselves. It's increased the fly population somewhat. I'm wondering if that's been starting to take over mosquitoes for spiders.
I mean, to be fair,
Like fucking ferrets. Ferrets will attract a shit ton of flies. Just so inherently.
Flies like the musk. Yeah, no, the U.S. government's slowly starting to reduce the mosquito population by blasting male mosquitoes with radiation, so the females lay eggs that don't hatch. We also did this for some species of fly that was attacking our livestock.
I think, and it's actually targeted to realize if it doesn't do actual massive ecological damage, unlike killing like sparrows and thinking that's going to cause a problem.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, maybe we shouldn't mess with this because every time we mess with it, it seems to cause problems. As much as I think mosquitoes are fucking awful.
It should be just more like controlled population to prevent like a massive overgrowth, because that's when you get to a problem.
Again, it's one of those ones where humans intervened in some way because we are providing them with additional sources of standing water.
Yep.
Like we have turned various areas where a river was passing through it into artificial lakes as a water reservoir, which means we're gonna have more mosquitoes.
Though I did find it interesting. It wasn't last year, but it was a couple of years beforehand. It was the last year I saw a massive amount of mayflies. The only reason I know this is because 2 years ago I drove over a bridge in the middle of the night, and suddenly I couldn't see through my front windshield really that well. And I knew better than to try to windshield wipe that shit because there were so many mayflies on my windshield. It would have the blood probably would have made it impossible to see. Like, it was that bad.
There's certain insects that we've just decided to extinct off our continent. And we keep dumping infertile lab-grown versions right over Panama, just to make a wall against them coming back up into North and Central America.
I know that there's we've been constantly trying to stem out a large amount of invasive species, like black Asian carp or zebra mussels. Still been a problem over here in the Great Lakes, really badly.
Oh my God,
it's nice to have
a fucking month ago. Oh my God, that's almost more than a month ago. Jesus Christ. One of the things I'm going to do is devote more of my energy towards my my personal projects, but I just haven't had all the time.
Okay, so I've got even a better one. Ants or Bug's Life?
I don't think I've ever seen the movie Ants.
How about Ant?
Oh.
I don't really watch TV or movies. Like, the past year and change, since about, I want to say, March-ish of 2020, where I said, I think I'm going to teach myself how to be a video game developer. I stopped watching TV, I stopped watching movies, and now, like, my YouTube feed is nothing but, like, here's some brand new feature of Blender in the latest LTS. Let's make a procedural rock texture with geometry nodes. And so, like, you would probably die of boredom looking at my fucking video feed.
It's a lot of just dinosaur documentaries for me. I am one of the true blood dinosaur autists of the community.
You know what? I tip my hat to you because I am not. Like, for me, it's always been, like, I like these characters as character designs, and as characters I can sort of, like, pick up and play dolls with. I like the idea of, like, interesting character dynamics. I still have to fucking plonk my ass down and fucking learn how to animate it in 3D so I can finish my fucking frog.
I saw that on Itch.io.
Oh my God.
I think if you were to look at me and Sierra's feeds, they're going to be very much similar, but only slightly varying off to slightly different topics. He's a little bit more Halo.
There's nothing on my Itch.io other than the projects I did that were me teaching myself how to code. I mean, unless you want... unless you really want Piss Jug, man. It's free.
I feel like when I get Scrag in here, I'm just going to go off on paleontology talk. Same with Koji. There's a few people that once they're in here...
You guys want a free Piss Jug Man 3D model. It's rigged.
I already have it. Yeah.
You downloaded it. I think I saw like 3 people downloaded it. I was like, oh my God, finally!
Hey, 1 second. Can you get a... Is there a proper structure file for that for a resin printer?
No, you would have to transfer that into a different file format. It's an FBX suitable for importing into. Well, actually,
Throw it in
I wonder if I
Blender,
could
then
send that-
export as an STL.
I wonder if I can send that to my stepdad and tell him, "Can you print this?"
I would say make sure you check the scale on that. It might be a meter tall.
So the resin printer he has is a pretty decent sized Saturn, so it can handle a decent amount. So
I don't think you want to print anything that's a meter tall.
just got to structure it right. He needs practice with trying to set up proper structures for supports, anyways.
From the chat, Winter Rune Anon. I like HMOFA purely because the dynamic between our species and another coexisting and learning to do that. That's really cool. Like, I agree that there's a lot of world building potential in, like, here you have species that have significant biological and as a result very significant cultural differences. It's really cool world building when you have like critters that just function different and they have to like accommodate that. I think one of the first video game series I was super into as a tiny baby child was the Mass Effect games, and they focused a lot of energy on characterizing the different alien races fairly groundedly. I mean, it's still very soft sci-fi, right? But they did a lot of lead work to make it work. All of the different species have a culture that makes sense as a result of the particularities of their biology, right?
Last time I checked,
Culture.
sorry, sir, but the last time I checked, Mass Effect is not a. The only thing I remember is Garrus Vakarian showing me his rectum.
You know,
Please
I
tell,
might
please tell
ask
me you.
Blake when she's done doing her Fang model to give Fang the grimace shake that you've made.
So no, I understand. I 100% get actually with that. It's my okay. So I'm a Tally person. I fucking like the relationship for male Shep and Tally, and the complete uniqueness for a relationship like that was basically a alien species that has an immune system that basically, if she took it off, would fucking kill her for most of the franchise. That, and it takes fucking 3 games to properly get into a relationship fully.
Don't you have to have like save data from the other 2 games to even have the option in the 3rd game?
Yes. Yeah, look, okay, so Liara is a whore, while Tally is an actual lady, a madam.
Unless you're Garfield, then you can just do it immediately.
Well, Garfield can fuck just about anything because he has the pure raw sexual energy of a Tyrannosaurus.
He is an actual sexual Tyrannosaurus, not a metaphorical one.
There's something called Garfield Effect. Very interesting book out. Who is it written by again?
Shakespeare Hemingway.
Yes.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
There's literally when Garfield fucks the god of the universe.
Oh, cool.
That's another one.
My kilobits per second died for a second. Oh, it's fine. It's back up. It's back. We're so back.
There's a.
It caused
internet
me actual
assassins.
pain.
Yes, he screamed really loud.
Like, I was in the VC chat, muted, listening to the reading. Out in fucking nowhere, this man screams at the top of his lungs. Granted, this was, and let me mind you, you learn, this was
was a
back when he
reasonable
had a
reaction.
fucking potato for a
No,
mic. I mean,
it wasn't the
loud as
potato
fuck.
mic.
No,
It was
this
after the paper. This was
this
the
was
second.
the- Oh god, what's?
It was the first decent
I couldn't
mic.
sworn it was the first stream before you got the new mic.
No, wait, the
showed
way-
up before.
It showed up before. I knew it showed up before because it took like 2 days to get to him.
Yeah.
I was listening to it while I was mowing the lawn, and then out of nowhere, I just hear, "Ah!"
In a way, loud as fuck scream. It ain't hurty.
Yeah, no, it's.
Listen, if I'm in
It just-
pain, it's only right you should feel it too. You too. You know.
And then also, I've had this man read classic, or fanfic.com. That's what I had him write. Not AO3, fanfic.com. If you remember that site at all.
Nope.
So it's where people put their original, really poorly made fanfiction.
It's before the concept of a beta reader for fanfiction existed.
Yes. So basically, you would have
Where you had Vegeta just fucking everybody on the cast of Bones, you know?
yes,
It's how it's the place fan fiction got a bad rap.
or you would have the house gay fan fiction. Oh wait, that is just modern house fandom.
That's everywhere.
I do not.
Too came inside house.
Yeah, no, that's just them currently. But no, fanfic.com is filled with a lot of very poorly written fan shit. I think it's also had some dandy. It had like I think some Fairly Odd Parent shit in there too, and it's like I think I read that. I'm like, man, this is garbage. No, I don't think Cold Steel came from that. I think Cold Steel came from like Tumblr.
Garbage. Was Cold Steel sincere, or was it making fun of somebody? I hope it was.
I think it was serious at first, but I think the original creator is long since gone. Let me see real quick.
Okay, so according to Winter Runanon, Cold Steel Hedgehog came from DeviantArt.
Okay, it was DeviantArt. Okay. Feels like a Tumblr post. But yet again, Tumblr and DeviantArt are very...
kind of go hand in hand.
They go heavily hand in hand. One just is more critically online than the other.
On Tumblr just went away. There used to be like actually decent stuff. There was one, I wonder if it still exists. It was like shitty thrifting or something like that, where it's like, here's the worst shit we found while thrift shopping, and then they started taking examples from the community, and it was just this great archive of horrible shit that people found in thrift stores. Like there was one where it's like a frog who's relaxing in the mug that hangs off of a hook, but the hook is gigantic and very badly positioned, so it looks like the frog has a gigantic penis that you're hanging your mug off of.
I somewhat think it might be because a lot of them moved to Imgur. That's one of them. There was the Twitter exodus once they banned porn from Tumblr for a bit, where a bunch of people like flooded over into Twitter. That's when Twitter started fully going to shit because it attracted just about everybody.
Wait, is Tumblr actually completely gone? I thought you could like make an account.
No, Tumblr still exists. It's just a ghost town.
Yeah, when they banned porn, it fucking it literally when Tumblr ended up banning porn, it hit the website so fucking hard. I think they ended up unbanning it, but the damage was already done.
The audience has moved with the artists.
And now I think they're doing the exact same thing as whatever the fuck was Twitter, and I don't give two shits outside of anything, but I think they're just exiting out to somewhere else now.
They're gonna try and take over 4chan again. Notice how I say again.
You can't take over 4chan. It's just not... Look, you can only take out a board, and that's only because a specific Reddit group took over, like DG.
You can't take over 4chan. 4chan will take over you.
Art, like the level of artists that you find commonly there is just so bad.
So you can find good art, but you can find a lot of bad art, and I mean that.
The level is all fucked up on DeviantArt, actually.
That's why you have to sift through and find artists that you like.
Yeah, no,
it's just a lot of effort.
Alright, so let me explain myself a little further. I'm not just shitting on the platform. It's just like, that's where people go when they're like, I have a 3rd grade art level. Time to draw porn of these characters.
Now watch me as I draw your pleasure character.
It's because DeviantArt had absolutely no barrier to entry, no quality control, and so people would just go there and upload fucking whatever.
Just like modern SCP. That's what's fucking happened to that. They dropped the quality control a while ago.
Well, no. The complete opposite happened.
Oh, did they get... Oh, what's the opposite?
There is the main wiki, and there's the entry wiki where new writers go and post their shit. The main wiki's gatekeep to hell and back.
Okay. I thought it was that the quality control dropped ever since the Bright fiasco.
It's more of nobody that was one of the major nail coffin moments of this SCP community. Was when Bright and a couple of the writers got outed for being quite fucking terrible, degenerate people.
I was going to say, is it one of those ones where you have a bunch of power mods who are running everything? Because like that was again, fucking. I apologize for having ever had a Reddit account, but the thing that always signaled the end of a subreddit was when all of the mods left and they started to get replaced by people who were moderating like 8 other subreddits. And then the moderation rules basically became, okay, you will be allowed to post here if it's basically such and such power mod's personal diary on this particular topic.
So, as somebody who currently still goes through Reddit only for Snoot Game, really, but it gets flooded with other shit, Slash Pix has gone to shit. Advice Animals has gone to shit. So fucking horribly. Essentially, r/comics, there is basically one person that is the most popular there, and their comics are some of the most middling shit you'll ever read in your life. That's not even fucking funny. It's gone bad. The only shining light is, like, say, subreddits that have completely lost their minds, like, say, Batman Arkham, because they've gone insane over there, because there hasn't been an Arkham game really at all in the past decade that's been worthwhile. So they've been sitting there just making the same memes so long that they've fucking lost their mind. They just fucking have.
All right, so the fighter and the kid, that's a funny case study right there. Where everybody's a homeless cat that works at P.F. Chang's.
That's a good one.
So my extent of Reddit knowledge comes from Ghost Gum. I apologize. I'm not well versed in this because it's not worth my time.
The one Reddit that is generally okay, because it's very funny seeing history nerds fight, is r/history memes. Because you'll have so many history nerds arguing with each other at once in the comments section, being like, well, it's actually this, no, it's actually this, no, it's actually this, over like fucking tax code sometimes from the 1800s, and it's fucking hilarious.
Who owns the island that the Statue of Liberty stands on? Well, New York owns the island that the statue's on, but New Jersey owns the gift shop.
We truly live in a New Jersey of a world.
This truly is the New Jersey of New Jersey.
Yeah. No premarital gex.
You kindly caught up to that, huh?
Yeah.
I posted that when it was relevant. You were just kind of going off on your own little thing. Then scrolling through, it's like, what can I post here to provoke a reaction?
Now hear me out. What if we made a city for losers?
2 generations
of losers.
Generations of losers.
And then they all die out because all of them have crippling social anxiety. Whoa!
I still remember that video, and I don't remember where it comes from. Where a dude like jumps off of the hood of a car into a wheelchair and says, "I have crippling depression."
You're talking about iDubbbz. You mean
iDubbbz?
iDubbbz, one of the very first Trolls Remorse guys.
What do you mean by Trolls Remorse?
So basically, he's turned a 180 on his comedy and has basically pulled up the ladder because just like anybody that gets big through their dark humor on the internet early on, they turn around later on and say, "Oh, this is actually wrong.
This is bad." Okay, my wife says it's bad. Okay.
iDubbbz has done it. He basically stabbed essentially Newgrounds in the fucking back by saying that his time there was shit. It's very common among larger creators to start having this thing called Trolls Remorse, because once they make it big, they want to make sure their image is perfect.
They want to stay pure and clean.
I'll never be pure and clean. I've drawn too much horrible shit. If my fucking
clip that so we can use it against him in court.
I mean, the funnier part is, like, what is it? Project Melody is trying to rebrand shit or something, but she started out like as a porn,
yeah.
As a Pornhub VTuber or some shit.
She's still...
That's just the funniest part to me.
I
Is some of these
almost
people
just
want
said
to
something damning about myself. I better cool down.
cool down. Dude.
Oh.
I just remember this shit from like because I've noticed these trends on YouTube. Once you make it a certain amount, a certain amount of size, especially at what type of content you cover, you start trying to change out of it because you already got that audience size. And you're not making that content anymore, not because you're bored from it or anything, but because you're already there.
You're trying to sanitize yourself so that Twitter moms don't. Oh my God, little Stacy's watching this. This can't be. This can't continue. We have to cancel this. You're just trying to avoid that.
Mind you, this is not all content creators out there. It's just certain ones. Yeah, there's plenty that stay edgy, or there's some like Markiplier who's just been kind of the same guy. He's always just been that same guy. It's just his, he's more open about his emotion more and more throughout his years of being on YouTube.
Well, Markiplier is just a litmus test for if you're like a decent person when you're at size. If he doesn't like you, then chances are you're probably not a good person.
Yeah. The key is just to be sincere, right? Like, just present yourself sincerely, and as long as you're not the fucking, as long as you're not deliberately doing anything for, like, don't do anything for views, don't do anything for notoriety or whatever. Just, like, be sincere, right? Like, ideally, that's a situation I'm eventually going to work myself into. I'd love to be able to do full-time a fucking game shit, but, like, I can't. I just can't, because I got a mortgage to pay, you know?
So, there's a good YouTuber out there. He's part of, like, a whole group, but it's, Tex of the Black Pants Legion.
I think I'm familiar.
He's never going to be a massively large YouTuber. He's not his plan to be of that, but he's been always somebody that tries to up his quality constantly for the stuff that he does because he feels like he's never doing enough. And he never ain't, because he's stated on one of his podcasts, I was listening to it, he could get 1 million subscribers easily if he wanted to like go ahead and use the short system or anything, or do like daily content shit. But that's not what he's about. He's about putting
those strange
into
non-snooters that's on the list.
Yes. I don't think we'll ever get Tex because man is a reclusive fellow. But
what do you mean?
He's
artificially inflated numbers.
Artificially inflated numbers
on me.
I mean, man, you keep saying you have 6 inches, but man, I don't think that's how big your desk is.
That's not what I was talking about.
Oh my god.
Yeah?
I need to stand up, my guy. My ass is killing me.
You're saying your ass is heavy?
My ass is fat.
Dummy thing.
His ass is heavy.
My ass.
Do you know who
heavy.
Columbo is?
Not really. I've seen memes, but no, not really.
Ever watch a show called Monk?
Nope.
NCIS?
I don't
Ever watch
Do you know who Dick Gumshoe is in Ace Attorney?
It's been a long time since I played Ace Attorney. But
Do you know any detective character?
I know Dick Gumshoe. I know a little bit about him. I've only played the
So
first.
Columbo is where the archetype he follows comes from.
All right. So he's
Columbo is the basal, bumbling detective.
Gotcha. So he's the detective who eventually solves the case, but he's a little bit of a ragged guy.
Yeah, well, Columbo's actually like a very smart fellow, but he plays the bumbling detective to confuse the opposition into admitting themselves as the criminal. But Dick Gumshoe just stops at being a bumbling detective. But he's not an evil guy, see? I'm gonna show you something related to one of the projects that I'm working on. Let me go into my little GIFs folder. I'm working to make the mod for the snootified version of Columbo.
Oh, yeah, the Columbo sprite.
Okay. Well, not
The
your
cl-
drawing of this character, but like the actual human character.
Who,
Never watched an episode.
who ended up doing the sprite? That sprite
That was
or
Blake.
character? That was Blake. Okay. I'm gonna stab somebody real quick. 1 second.
Fair.
Murder.
Death. I don't, I mean, yeah. That's children. We got anything else?
I think.
Sorry, there's 3 girls surrounding my nephew right now because he's a baby, and they're all like, "Oh, he's so cute." Type thing.
Yeah. What's your favorite character you've drawn? It's being asked by Wheel It Bend.
My favorite drawing I've done. God. That I've done specifically. I think I did a halfway decent. God, that's a hard question to answer because I think that the answer probably has nothing to do with fucking Snoot.
Completely fair.
I have a cast of characters that I used to try to make a comic with. It's just been deprioritized, right? I have to make a list of what I want to achieve and then allocate time to it.
Oh shit! You know what? I could. This might be a Hail Mary. So this would be out when you most likely you're a kid. Because how old are you exactly?
I'm turning 33 this year.
Okay, so you'd be still a teenager when this would be out then. So there was a channel back in the day on just television called G4. And one of the shows on there was a show primarily, it was like an animated show about game devs. And it had random shit that happened. I think one of the episodes is that, what was it? I think they tried ripping off like Space Invaders in the episode, and then ended up leading to like a random shit that happened. But have you ever done something like that where it's basically just something like where it's like you write like a comic based off of something like being game devs?
I mean, I've written comics based off short comics, like way back in the day when I had more free time. I've written short comics based off of campaigns I did because I used to play a lot of D&D.
Guessing 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5, mostly 4, because this was during college. Yeah.
God, I can feel sorry for you playing 4.
You do this. I select this. Then it will copy the lines.
Code.
Yeah.
Oh, Code Monkeys. Okay, so somebody knows what I was talking about.
I'm afraid I've never heard of this. Like, this is probably my favorite thing I've drawn semi-recently. This is a few months ago. Because I had this whole cast of characters that I created for our comic. And this was just like a really good example of the characters.
Jesus Christ, that is pretty fucking... How old were you when you drew this shit?
This was like a month ago.
A month ago? Okay. So this is just you going back off of memory for old shit you had in your head?
Oh no, like, I haven't played D&D in a while, but I do have a Pathfinder group that I participate in.
That's cool. I'm guessing Barbarian.
Yep, Barbarian.
Is it 2nd edition or 1st edition Barbarian?
2nd edition. I'm actually the player in the current party.
Okay. So, a little bit less math.
Yeah, math's not a problem for me. Numbers are like the one thing I'm good at.
You cannot flank a Barbarian in 1st edition. It's just not possible. You cannot flank.
I'm just doing my little replacey do. Why is the image so small? There we go.
That's cool. God, I need to fucking start working Pathfinder.
Yeah, this again, this is a character I've had for years and years and years. It was supposed to be the main character of a comic, but I haven't been able to work on that in ages, and now it's just kind of relegated to being a mascot character.
I'm guessing it's just mostly just block and time.
Yeah.
That gets to a lot of people. I wouldn't be surprised.
Like I doodle these characters all the time, and then like my friends just like, you need to make this into a comic. These characters are great, and my answer is, well, like, shit, man, I got no time for that. I keep getting involved in other things, and
Then you also deal with the problem. Then you deal with the problem of you're wanting to up the quality 24/7 because you feel like it's not good enough on a page you did. Suddenly, you're spending weeks on a single panel page.
Oh my
and
God,
you're like,
yeah.
that's.
If I was to give advice,
I know the dilemma.
If I was to give advice for creatives, don't draw at your peak talent. All right, if you're doing some kind of serialized work, if you're doing like a video game or animation or a comic, anything where you have to draw lots and lots of individual drawings, or produce a lot of things, don't go with your peak skill for every single image, for every single bit. Just have it good enough. My metaphor for it is your jogging pace. What pace can you maintain and it won't completely tire you out? Save the sprinting for moments that are important for the storyline.
Yeah, generally it's like for comics it'd be the opening like the opening cover. That's where you put a decent amount of work into it, and then like the key scenes that you need to. Then everything else you cut back on it so you're not draining yourself immediately upon trying to finish a page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just general work ethic as well.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't want to burn yourself out completely. This is one of the reasons why it's been so important for me to practice very, very quick sketches, because as I'm improving my ability to maintain this as like little mini things, right? Things that I'm not putting too much overwhelming effort into. It's training all of the fundamental skills, and it's also training this psychological thing where it's like, you need to let go of being a perfectionist. The perfect is the enemy of the done. All right? And if something isn't done, then it isn't on the scale. You can never have a perfect idea because an idea is not anything. You have to have it executed, which means it has to be done. And it won't be done unless you actually finish it. And so, like, for me, like, my biggest crisis that I'm going through right now is I mentioned it before earlier, but like, I've been trying to learn how to code a video game, and out of the past like month and change, I haven't had any time to work on that fucking game. Mostly as a result of like work, but also like life shit, right? Because I have to squeeze everything done into Saturday and Sunday, right? But like, fingers crossed. I'm able to like make better use of my time, so I can.
You don't know how to. You don't learn how to code overnight. That's like the first thing. Nobody's a John Carmack. Only John Carmack is John Carmack. You don't. You don't sit there and develop like a code because you're bored. You're having to learn this shit. Like, I'm guessing you're trying to learn through Unity, Python, or something.
Unity right now.
Unity.
People recommend that I switch over to Godot. The problem with Godot is I would have to start over, as far as my education, because I've never touched that code. I don't think I've written very much in Python, like at all. Even when I'm using things like that are Python-like in my professional capacity, it's usually PowerShell. Or Bash. It's not Python.
Yeah. I would definitely never recommend doing C. C is for somebody that's insane.
Make him code in assembly. Show him hell.
Well, assembly makes conceptual sense to me. Like, I admit I'm sort of a computer brain person. As weird as it sounds, I sort of solve artistic problems by thinking about them in terms of mathematics. Like, somebody was trying to convey the idea of an animation curve to me, right? Like, how you make something feel like it's happening all at once. And the way I had to explain it in my own head was, what percentage of the overall movement is each individual frame represent? This first frame, if it's front-loaded, where most of the movement happens in the first couple of frames, it has the sense of instantaneity, where the movement has already passed by the first time you see your first or couple frames. Versus if it's more weighted towards the back end, it has the sense of it being hanging on to that position that it's in at the end of the pose. if that makes any sense. I'm very much an amateur with learning animation, but that's another thing I have to learn because my fucking frog is not going to animate itself.
I think far be it from anybody us three to understand animation down to its actual technicals. We're mostly chuckle fucks. The only person close.
Lots of practice. The only difference
It's a lot of
an expert is lots of practice.
Lots of practice, lots of patience. That's probably a key thing with art. Patience. Man, I don't think I can do that myself, but I know that Oates has been currently running with the mod. He's the guy who's doing a lot of the programming end of it, and it's been interesting seeing him in VCs getting very irritated.
Oh yeah, Reed, big news. I put another dent in my steel desk.
God damn it! Not another one!
This one was by kicking it.
This has been happening once in a while he's been coding. He gets very, very angry.
The first time this happened, I was fighting the Fury. You don't play Metal Gear. You don't understand.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Fury fight is like the hardest one when you're an adult, but the easiest one when you're a kid for some reason. Can't wait for Metal Gear Delta.
Yeah, I'll retry the run at Delta, okay? Because maybe it'll control a little easier for me.
How are they still making Metal Gears? Didn't the guy leave the company?
It's a remake. It's a remake of
Delta
3.
Delta is remade of 3. That's why I said retry the run.
Yeah, so most likely it's going to just be 1-to-1 a remake on probably the map design of 3.
And
because they can't make more story.
Style of 5.
5 or a improve, because 5 and 4 are, interestingly enough, they might share each other a little bit in the Delta. Well,
Metal Gear 5 is so much fun, just to fuck around in for a while.
It has a lot of fun, but it's still got the least amount of Kojima-esque things in it.
Yeah, because he was locked in the basement to do it.
Yeah.
He just said, the normies will like this. I don't care anymore.
I forgot I haven't touched this model in months. Her face is still fucked up. Yeah, this is the fucking frog. Oh my god, it's so fucking awful.
Frugal.
You don't name your images.
I don't. I'm using the snipping tool.
Man's like, fuck this shit. I'm using the snipping tool.
Yeah.
Man, it's great. I love this model. She's very cute.
He's supposed to be super kawaii. That's something that I absolutely want. No, cute.
Kawaii is scary. Kawaii is cute.
Kawaii. I had a horrifying experience that I'm sure the people who made fucking Snoot are thinking about it now. It's like, oh god, like because I've had 2 people say, "Wow, this character is really cute. I can't wait for there to be porn of them." I'm like, okay, the game doesn't exist yet, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah?
This character looks interesting. I hope she wields a giant club.
This character is so fascinating. Eggs?
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 So, look, I'm the opposite of that. I'm like, this character looks cute. Now put her in a Metal Gear meme.
This would be, No, this character going to Death Stranding.
This character would go into Death Stranding.
Right now. I sent it as a GIF. This is what my video game looks like right now. It's so fucking bad. The ground is aligned.
Now hear me out. You just give her a giant club. Perfect.
No. She's a thief. It's inspired by Sly Cooper.
Oh, Sly Cooper. Okay. I never played Sly Cooper. I was a Crash Bandicoot kid.
You should play Sly Cooper.
I didn't play either. I was not a gamer kid.
Look, I played the peak of PlayStation 2 gaming. I played SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Alright, so the game I had, the one I had, well, I had Pokemon games, of course, but it was Fossil Fighters, okay? Do you know what Fossil Fighters is about?
No.
Can you
never
guess?
even heard of it.
But if you're saved and corrupt, you'd probably still be playing it, but... Pokemon, but with dinosaurs.
Pokemon?
It's way
Or
cooler
is
than
it-
Pokemon.
Or is it more like Monster Rancher?
Probably more like Monster Rancher.
Okay.
What is Monster Rancher?
So, ever played a game called... Okay. Imagine instead of Pokemon where you're going and hunting and capturing Pokemon with Pokeballs, you are literally kind of just cattle ranching monsters.
Yeah, alright. I can buy it.
That is like the core part. You're just a literal, as stated, monster rancher.
Alright.
And like there's this whole thing of training them physically in stats so they get good for like equivalently basically just dog show type shit. So it's like, yeah, run through the ring, jump this high.
I'm sorry, my throat's dying.
I don't blame you.
I finished off my seltzer like an hour ago.
And you're just trying to survive me?
You're trying to Metal Gear Survive.
I drank a Metal
God.
Gear Solid Survive.
Chippy.
Oh, about to be that game. That fertile, terrible league.
So how much are you? So cool, Buck. How familiar are you with Halo?
0.
Really?
Oh.
Oh no! Run! Run away!
Is your voice hurting you that bad?
No, it's just my throat's dry. And
Be
my
careful.
Go get up and get some water.
Go get some nice room temperature water.
Well, I didn't want to like fucking cause any step away from this while we were still going, but we just kind of like drifted off and just shot the shit about whatever.
Huh, I wonder if that's exactly what I said was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you were correct. Your
I mean,
prediction
you
came
know,
true.
here's the thing. All I know is that you're the funny little artist guy that puts the memes of their schizo and they're fucking amazing.
Well, I am.
Injects gay thoughts into your mind. I don't want them.
Your mind's right there. I don't want them.
I just find it hilarious.
Why should I chuck the batteries in the ocean? Number 1, I don't want it. Number 2, the ocean's right there.
Number 3, the eels need to recharge.
Nails need a recharge.
Number 4, the government tells me not to do it, and I ain't about to listen to the government.
All these squares make a circle.
My brain's telling me not to listen or not to drink another beer, but I'm not going to listen to an alcoholic.
All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. Judy, I need you to tell me that I can leave your home whenever I want. You can leave my home whenever you don't tell me what to do, bitch.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm coughing now. My throat's destroyed.
It's not bad. It's fine. It's great. It's fine. It's wonderful.
I'm just dying a little bit.
Splendid riffers.
1 second,
Splendiferous.
Pearl Jam. Are you saying you're getting a little bit hungry? A little bit hungry? So, as a premium game dev, ever heard of something called, Hagrid PS1?
PS1 Hagrid? I think I've seen pics of it.
My god, it is an amazing experience. The best one is obviously PS2 Hagrid, isn't that right, Sierra?
Yeah, it is the keynote game of the series. Yes, there's a series.
It's a
I think there's
series.
5 of them. I remember watching you
know
go
if
through
there's
all of them.
I think there's only up to the PS4. I don't think there's a PS5 one yet. But talk about a game franchise made by a shit poster on itch, and it's great.
Every now and then you find some fucking gems on itch.
There's a fun little glitch in it if you press the attack button after you kill boss Hagrid really fast, you just get infinite levels, and you keep your levels in chapter select. So
Reed hits
You have-
the 5,000 jump.
5,000 jump, yeah. God. You know what? I need to find your itch game so I can.
Well, that's what spawned one little meme in the Discord server. And also
I know-
showed us Farian's beautiful singing voice.
Oh yeah.
Good for that.
Do you not believe me, Coolbug, that Farian has a wonderful singing voice?
I believe you. You know what? I'm actually going to take you up on your offer. And mute myself and go grab something to drink before I fucking die.
Do it now before it's too late.
My country tells of thee, sweet
Yeah.
land of liberty.
Actually, if I can end up getting the itch game, so Sierra, I was either thinking I was going to continue on playing the Resistance games, VC later tonight, or do you want me to just play through the Cool Bug games?
We could go in theme and do some cool bugging.
Yeah. I'll just need to find the. I'll probably run with that later.
Ryder, he told us about Perfect Pitch really, really early on. You just had to be there, you know?
Yes, Resistance Fall, man. I've been playing through that in the server. Yeah, no. I've got the games. I've been playing through them and showing Sierra them because they're. I need to show him the Halo Killer on the PS3.
They always
The
try to kill a Halo. They should have just left that to professionals.
Should have
Halo.
left it to 343.
Should have left it up to professionals. Microsoft Industries.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they didn't treat that IP very well, did they?
No, they did that. It's pain
Man,
and suffering.
After Reach, it's nothing but beating a kitten with a whip. That's what it feels like. Still, my favorite joke is, I can't believe our Lord and Savior Master Chief will deliver us from the sinful covenant.
Why did they make the Master Chief Jesus? Why did they do that?
Well, he was supposed to be a Jesus allegory from the beginning, just not literally Jesus.
Not,
That's the thing
In the
of
same
it. Joseph
way
Stalin
that
ham-fisted
Optimus
it.
Prime is a Jesus allegory.
No, but you don't understand. I understand it was there from the beginning. There's a lot of religious allegories in Halo. The thing of it is, that one wasn't ham-fisted. Ever since 343 took over, they made ham-fisted.
I'm waiting for
have
when
you
Master
seen who they
Chief's
have in
gonna walk
charge?
on
All they
water.
have is ham fists. Like, I fuck with fat bitches, but damn.
Time to fist and ham. Fist and ham. There we go. That's what 343 is called now. Fist and ham.
Been doing.
Oh
Why
no!
would you say something so horrible?
He's gonna fist the ham. Don't fuck the fear turkey.
The fucking fear turkey? Like a fear bulg?
Man.
Ah, the return of the Y boner with a vengeance.
How did you know?
Well, check behind you, big boy.
Ah! It's just the Stella body pillow, man.
No, it's me, but it's Doodle Bob going, noi me, noi me, noi.
The only thing creature like behind me is my cat.
So okay. So somewhat, some of your meme artwork, I'll just say, reminds me of Doodle Bob. Sometimes in that kind of little bit of absurdism from the character, and that's why I also heavily enjoy from the artwork and for when you're doing the more memey shit. Fucking enjoy it.
I enjoy making people smile. That's why so many of it is just like fucking funny memes.
I'm gonna tell you more.
The memes.
Yeah, so you come off as the more chaotic good end of the spectrum versus the chaotic evil of the spectrum, which we all know who that is. We don't talk about him.
Who is chaotic evil? Oh no.
Don't worry, you're probably familiar with him. He's banned on majority of servers.
Oh, no.
You shall not be named.
Probably for the best.
Oh my god, Doodle Bob and Schizo having an anime style fight. Noy.
No, draw.
Oh my
Reed.
god, you do the Jotaro Dio walk, but it's Schizo and Doodle Bob.
Hey, can you draw this Reed, this profile picture, as it is, getting into a debate with facts and logic against just regular Snoot Reed?
No, what? Wait, what?
Battle of the Minds, Reed versus Reed. Iron shall sharpen iron.
That one I really like. I really like the one where he's just like, "Yeah, Olivia, bro, this is the yeah, Olivia, this is the whole video. It's just the dude cleaning the carpet."
That does feel like an Inko thing. Just flat out. Like, Inko would probably watch those because he's got heavy ADHD or some shit.
Absolutely got an ASMR playlist.
Look, you have the Chad, you have the Virgin Inko car washing video. Chad Anon, 3 hours trying to take down the entirety of The Force Awakens.
So, Anon is a Chad that watches my content, actually. My extremely long content, my super long form.
Man, sure, bud.
What do you mean, sure, bud? Did I not just do a 20-hour stream like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, and you almost died doing it.
Hey, I only took an hour nap. And it's like, oh shit, it's my mom's birthday. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, Inko definitely has, like, the younger Zoomer brain mindset, while Anon fits probably in the older Zoomer brain mindset.
I mean, he's an elder Zoomer. He's going to have the elder Zoomer mindset, while Inko is last-gen Zoomer. He's going to have last-gen Zoomer mindset.
So, like, he's going to be the one that's going to start using lingo. What's the lingo again?
Man, these generational divide things are stupid.
It's just more or less you notice the difference between the critically online people that are similar to my generation and the people that aren't critically online because they
Anon and Inko are both chronically online.
Difference of chronically. Most likely Anon didn't have the internet when he was 8.
Well, it's that, and they grew up in very different internets. Anon grew up in the Wild West. Inko grew up in the sterilized internet.
Yeah, look, he'd be fucking watching Baby Shark do constantly.
I can't respect that opinion. I just can't.
Man, looks at your opinion. Looks like I'm gonna have to recycle this.
Looks at your opinion, Zipstick.
The existential nightmare of Mr. Bean.
1 second, let me find the better Mr. Bean video.
Inko.
Where's the Mr. Bean is an elder god video?
Oh no, I gotta grab this one.
Oh, what the fuck did I just find?
Should be the...
What?
No, this one,
Coolbug,
obviously. Mr.
explain thyself. Explain thyself.
I have no explanation.
It is just that feels like Coolbug has finally lost its territory.
Why is this not in the Coolbug has completely lost attack? Hold up.
You can add it
Look,
to that.
somebody
The records must reflect this.
Okay, so here's a question. So, where does Mr. Bean rank on your power scaling?
Number 6.
He's beneath Trunks.
He's beneath Trunks. Wait, are we talking like Android Saga Trunks, or are we talking about like in Super Trunks?
Saga.
Blue Saga.
So Kid Trunks.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means he's
So
just
not the
under.
drink.
So technically, he's under. It's a weaker version of Trunks, but also a Trunks that can turn into a Super Saiyan as a child. So that's still pretty damn strong.
Look, we all know Mr. Bean has power. We all know that he has had a pact with a dark god.
I don't know if he could take on Superman per se. I feel like it's a neutral point. Because there's been nothing to prove that Mr. Bean can be destroyed. There's just no proof.
He rides invisibly with power.
His only weakness is if somebody attacks his teddy bear, I believe.
Sort of like a lich, where its life essence is stored outside.
It's his phylactery!
It's his phylactery.
Oh, man. Can't believe it. That's the reason why. I think we're losing it, chat.
I think I lost
We have completely lost the plot.
Did we have it? Did we ever have it?
We had it in the beginning.
I think those are the
we're
art
approaching
points of this entire
hour
interview.
3.
Can you really lose what you never had?
Yeah, exactly. Can you lose what you never had?
With Pee Wee Herman, okay, so the big thing about Pee Wee Herman is that the problem with Pee Wee is that Pee Wee has more of the child energy factor.
Versus Grandpa?
Like versus Grandpa. Well, Mr. Bean. So both of them have the power of the Toon Force, but it depends on who has the larger control of it. Now, could they beat Bugs Bunny? Fuck no. Nobody can beat Bugs Bunny, really, because literally he is, if not...
Popeye.
No, so it's sort of like... I always figure that something like the Toon Force operates off of, like, gravitational centers. There's a certain amount of it in a given location, and whoever can exert the greatest control over it basically controls the narrative within his immediate vicinity, as far as
so like
the Toon Force has.
So it's like the Speed Force, then.
Yeah, so essentially, like, you can only have... There's only 9... Let's say there's 19 points of Toon Force energy up for grabs. Because Bugs Bunny's greater control of it, he's able to basically grab hold of 8 of them, leaving you with only 1.
And technically Popeye is weird. He has a decent control of the Toon Force, but his maximum Toon Force doesn't come into play until he has spinach.
But that allows him to take the Toon Force from others, like Bluto.
That's
He can
the reasoning
remove
of
their
why.
ability of controlling it. He kicked the ass of his own animator.
Yeah, so basically the interesting part with Popeye...
Now, the other part of that is Popeye always has spinach. He always
has, but it's always interesting. Like, for instance, he can take on Saitama as long as his mouth gets spinach in it. Once he has spinach in it, he can completely put himself back together. He can be completely so powerful that nothing can stop him.
Now, do I think Saitama and Popeye would really fight? Not really. They both seem like reasonable people when you don't bother them.
There's Popeye is just a sailor man. That's all he is. He likes to sail. And he's got his companion that wants hamburgers.
Ernest P. Worrell? He doesn't... I don't know that Ernest has that much in the way of Toon Force.
So Ernest can't die. So, okay, Ernest cannot be harmed because he has the ancient Indian spirit that's protecting him. in his own world, that is the reason why he cannot die. That has been shown in the first movie when a guy tried to shoot him and it did not work. And that's carried over the entire series. It's not that it's Toon Force, it's literal protection of damage.
It's one of those things where, like, the character is able to exploit the meta fact, right? They have meta abilities where they're the main character of the story, so they have to win, or at least survive.
It's interesting. It's not that he necessarily knows that he's going to survive, it's for the fact that he does.
It's not a deliberate enchantment that he's using. It's more like, it's not like he's casting something using fucking chim. Or time, or however you're supposed to say it. It's more like the chim surrounds him and engulfs him.
Yes, it's interesting with what Earl had. Ernest P. World has. Ernest has got he's unique in that aspect. This is fucking hilarious that somehow we always end up back at Ernest with me and Discord servers. This keeps fucking happening.
I'm going to curse you with knowledge. But this was legitimately something that was the case in fucking Homestuck. Once you become a hero, like, or what is it, God mode? Like, you can only be killed if your death is heroic or just. Which effectively works off of, because there are people who have multiverse powers, what that means is the final death of somebody who has achieved God mode operates as essentially a pin that prevents things from being changed on that particular point. Basically, when a God mode character dies, they set the canon for the actual metaphysics of the universe within the contents of the game. That's why certain characters had to die the way they did. Because after you become God mode, your death has either just or heroic, it becomes canon, and now people who can manipulate time and space cannot go past that point.
So, okay, I'm gonna help you here with real quick.
Storytelling in Homestuck.
So, with my knowledge of Homestuck, as I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not somebody who directly read it. My brother primarily went through a large amount of Homestuck. He will directly tell me it's not worth it to go through all of it.
It's not worth it. It absolutely
isn't.
So,
from what I know of, and this is the reasoning, because if we're going to go down this rabbit hole, are you familiar with Toby Fox and how he likes to write meta-narratives?
He was kind of big into Undertale when it was new.
So, okay. So, fun thing is, Toby Fox had some minor involvement with Homestuck, if I'm correct, with a couple of things. So, it's led me to believe, as I'm going to tell you right now, is my crackpot theory, is that both Undertale and Deltarune are both connected due to the meta-narrative of the soul. What does the soul represent? Represents the player. The player is the only thing that knows of the previous worlds that were genocided, therefore the game only knows that you are. Therefore, Toby Fox is making a fucking meta-narrative with his both games because he wants to fuck with the player.
You're probably right.
I've explained this to people, and they're like, man, this is just a funny game with monsters. I blame this because when I was a teenager, I was a massive Undertale fan. I didn't like Steven Universe. I thought that shit was gay, as I put it.
Look, man, like, I was huge into Undertale, and I sort of regret how obsessive I got about it.
My dude, I used to have a playlist that had all the Stronger Than You variants in it, because that's how bad I was as a teenager.
Man.
Oh, I'm cringing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I have learned to accept that that was my cringe past, but it ain't my cringe future.
You stole my joke.
I have learned to embrace that, hey, teenagers are into cringe shit sometimes really badly. But I think that's what led me to being a little bit softer on fan projects, too, because the only reason I got back into Undertale again whatsoever is from Yellow. Because I really like fan projects that have passion in it.
Yeah.
I think that's also from New Vegas, because New Vegas has some of, if not extremely large fan projects that are really well put together in it. or even Skyrim with all the modding communities. So it's nice seeing communities put something together, or fans that want to put passion projects into things.
I aspire to have a fan base that's as passionate as the ones that grew up around fucking Undertale.
I mean,
I think the first
jumping off point.
I think the first step is to make sure that you're never directly aiming for it, but to have something where you put passion into it and people can see that and love it.
Well, that's where I am right now. That's what my project is that I'm currently obsessed with trying to deliver on.
Hey, maybe you'll make millions of dollars, move to Japan, play Smash with Miyamoto, and then get whatever character added into Smash.
Technically added in.
Yes, Sans is part of Smash.
Technically part of Smash.
I want to become like the big game dev, the big indie game dev, big dick man for one specific reason. All right, I'll finish with this. All right, and then I'll duck out and leave you guys. I want Sega to bring back fucking Tempo. I know it was originally Red Company, but it's fucking gone now. It got absorbed by Sega. Fucking Tempo. Oh my god, he's as funky as you want to be.
The only problem was that any property that isn't directly originally Sega, they kind of just fucking third party it, and then you end up with shit like Total Warhammer or like Dawn of War 3.
Then they can give me Tempo. Here's Tempo.
Yeah.
Eat my shit, Sega. Give me Tempo.
He's
as funky as you want to be.
Sorry, best we can give is another Yakuza game.
Sorry, I can only give you more Sonic in the pipeline.
Man, sorry, we can only give you...
is really thriving with this, actually.
We can give you a quality Yakuza game. Sorry, we can't give you Tempo, though. I'm like, it's quality, but I want Tempo. It's how you are.
Give me my fucking cricket back.
You know what? Wait, have you ever heard of a game called Zapper?
No, I don't recognize
It's on the original Xbox. I'll send you the wiki for it. Zapper Xbox. You play Zapper One Wicked Cricket.
You got one game on the 32X and one game on the Saturn, and they're both fucking Kino platformers.
I think they're PS2 and original Xbox. I played the original Xbox version. There's one of the mascot games. That one was interesting to play.
Based.
Anyway,
I kind of hate that art style.
Before we go for the day, anybody who's in my server here and wants to play TF2 in a little bit here, that will be my plan.
Oh, hey, 1 second. What's your what's your itch account, coolbug?
Like
is it just
Gargoyle
coolbug?
something?
Oh, yeah, Gargoyle House. I should have made all of these accounts at the same time so that they have a unified name. But yeah, it's Gargoyle House.
Okay, an old nightmare in the soul. Okay, I'm planning on after this stream is over for keeping.
Don't play those. They're fucking awful.
No, I'm going to be playing them unless if you decide to delete them off there. I'm going to download them. I'm going to be playing them up while the stream's over.
Yeah, before I guess. Well, don't you want to join us for TF2 read? Team Fortress?
No, because me and Sierra are going to have a wild ride with playing itch.io games because I haven't done that in a good couple of months.
All right. Well, I guess I should end it and say see you, Space Cowboys. Where's my end screen?